Hello, folks. It's Deej. I'm just doing a little exploring on the game today. Sit back here, talk with whoever shows up, this and that. Yeah. So bear with me. I do this because I have to flip back and forth to see if anybody's down below, what the chat says, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Need something to clean the brain out after watching that Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode. After last week, I just said the hell with it, and I didn't stay up and watch it and then stream afterwards last night. I just went to sleep for a while and then woke up this morning, watched it, and wanted to turn into a zombie. Yep. For the world to log in, then I will where I'm at, see what's going on. I got kind of a little cold this morning. Ah, there it goes. There we are. We are in the game now. I'm at least in my bunker. Join the game. Yes, teacher. 28. See, since the last Horde night, I've picked up a pistol, a double barrel shotgun. So I'm doing a little bit better weapon wise. Water's done, so that can go off. I mean, a little spotted carpet. I laid down that. Bad. Okay. Here I've got a little dungeon down here, doesn't it, folks? Yes, last son, you figured right. It has gotten to be horrible. After last week's and the way they fucked over the cannon, I I just didn't have the heart to stay up all night and watch it. Dream. Just did not have the heart to do it. So I watched the first thing this. I regretted watching it. All right, so I wanted to go out exploring today. Yes, I have lots of doors and stuff, and now let's crawl out of my hole. Yes, I'm underground, folks. I'm free. I'm free. I'm out of my hole. Over this church. Uh, profile whole section. Put up my what do collectors. Find me a little garden. And we just jump down. Did restart the server days ago. And, I am fighting on my own while everybody else is in a little group. Seeing how things go. So far, I'm 1-0 on a Horde night, did not die. As a group, lost 2 out of 3 of their players during the Horde. Had a couple of little items I wanted to sell to the trader before I got going. So yeah, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Here's a little spoiler part. They go to Rigel 7. Um, everybody loses their freaking minds. Literally, they can't remember shit. But somehow, remembers just enough shit to be able to fly the ship out of the crap crap that was causing their memory loss, and blah blah blah. It was rather eventful. Yeah, got to turn this quest in. Do I want double? I don't want to. I want the Shamway recipe. Damn it, Shamway recipe, and I can sell that one and sell that one. How much black, stranger? Nah, let's see if he's got anything I want to buy. I want that. Shotgun book. Southern farming book. I'll take the wiring and the hunt. Hey, bacon and egg. Always good. I think that's about it. Let's read that. Up. Better armor. Speaking of armor, go. Going on in the chat. JP's blah. Last one's out here until picked up for a doctor's appointment. Hey, good time to take short little breaks. There's LDG. I'm not ignoring you, JPs. I'm playing a game. I take short little breaks time to time to read what the chat says. So bite me. Hello, LDG.
Howdy.
Now here is somebody, JPs, that'll ignore the chat, not me.
I can ignore the chat. Does someone need ignoring?
Yeah,
Needs ignoring.
JP's needs to be ignored right now because he's
Jay who?
Yeah, that exactly. In game, you dork.
Who's JPing?
JP says I'm not in the game, but I'm right here playing it. He has no clue.
Going on?
I
What's happening, people?
I just got done watching Strange New Worlds, and I needed to cleanse the pallets out of my brain of it.
Oh crap! It's another Strange New Worlds. Let me see if it dropped.
Yeah, it dropped last night.
Well, I gotta see if it dropped for me.
That's
New Infinite Timeline Theory.
JP's. I'm running invisible, so you ain't gonna see me on the Steam list.
Oh, hey, it's down. Episode 4, right?
Yeah, it was garbage.
Well, they were all garbage, but
yeah, but this was garbage. It's a very boring, freaking stupid episode. But you do get to see dipshit fire faces through an asteroid to fly the Enterprise through an asteroid.
Beat the Borg ship. All right, I got it on right now.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry that you have it on right now.
They finally go to a strange new world for the
They
first
went to
time in the
Rigel.
season.
They went to Rigel 7. That's where they went to.
Lovely.
All right, so let's see. What was I going to do? Oh, today was exploring day. That right there. Going out exploring. I need to find new bookstores so I can learn. We were talking about this last night while Cinnabon was playing, and that was last night before we went to sleep. Uh, yeah, I feel sorry for the people in a zombie apocalypse who all think that they're going to survive just by reading a book. Uh-oh.
Why would you be cooking in your uniform?
Yeah, no. He's always cooking. Haven't you noticed that? Ike is always in cooking for somebody.
I don't know why he's doing it in his uniform.
Because they don't have the budget to give him street clothes. He used up all the budget.
Oh, phone call.
That figures. I'm gonna go grab this airdrop before I go out exploring. Sometimes there's good things in airdrops. Yeah, I know. Just go. You don't have to explain yourself. Abandon me. LDG right now in the street. Hi, LDG. Hotel Zambona. You can check in, but you just can't check out. Actually, you do check out because they can. I'm sure JP's is probably bragging in the chat that I'm invisible, can't be seen while I'm in the game, or in the chat again. Too bad, I'm riding a bicycle. Bicycle, bicycle, I want to ride my bicycle, 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 I want to ride my bicycle. Ride it well, ride my bicycle. Pause for a second, check the chat. JP started the day with a puke. Ralph, man. My name's Ralph. We're going to the Whispering Woods. Whisper when you go to. Zombies might hear you. All right, I'm out of the Whispering Woods. I can stop whispering again, folks. Oh. Going the complete opposite direction from what I wanted to go, folks. Going clear out here into the woods. I think I'd be doing good with exercise. But there it is. Okay. All right, so we got a Forged Ahead book, which puts me up to 52 out of 75. And I'll just take this because my bicycle is sliding down the hill. Hey, bicycle, get back here. All right, let's get up on top of the hill, and then we'll put the bicycle back down because it just doesn't want to stay on. Now stay while I over this stuff. All right. Got a book bundle. Let's see what's in the book bundle. We've got more Forged Ahead. Good. That puts me up to 54. We have 2 Tactical Warfares. more about the assault rifle. We're up to a 10. Spears. We're up to 29. 75. All right, we have a pipe machine gun bundle here. Open it up. Level 3 pipe machine gun. I don't need because that, but I will keep that ammo. I will sell the and we got 3 more tactical warfare books. So there, we have that. Now I can get back to exploring strange new worlds. Yeah, so they go to Rigel 7. Apparently, asteroid crashed into the planet 1,000 years before, emits some kind of radiation that makes you lose your memory. Doesn't make you lose your feelings. Doesn't make you lose how to talk or walk or eat or anything like that. Just makes you lose all the important stuff in your head on who you are and how you do things. So you can still muscle memory remember certain things. You know, somebody gets hurt, instinct kind of kicks in like, oh, I'm a doctor. I should be able to do something. I just don't know what. Yeah. Dumb as hell. The episode is dumb as hell. I can chat again. JP's popped 2 tums. Feels better. Happens when he eats shitty food. Well, stop eating shit out of the toilet bowl. That's only in game, JP. You're only supposed to do that in game here, not do it in real life. Cinnabon, if you're awake, this is what I'm calling the mushroom house. JW, that's the mushroom house. They've expanded on it. They've made it bigger. You no longer buy your drugs inside the house. They got a little thing out here that buy your shrooms now, and that little silo in the back contains contains weird things underground. Definitely not your old mushroom house. Oh, let's take a little ride past my mayhem last night. Had a little fun. Cinnabon. Cinnabon went into that big building. Cinnabon died in that big building. Cinnabon had to come back for his bicycle that was parked outside that big building. Cinnabon didn't know is I found said bicycle sitting outside that big building, and I decided to encase it in 3 layers of cobblestone and wood blocks. So he had to beat his way back through all that to get his bicycle back. I just completely enclosed it. It was funny. Comical. I think see, some of the blocks are still here. The blocks are still there that I encased his bicycle in. He beat his way in through the back. Got it out finally. That was comical. Not as funny as the day JP's AFK standing in a closet and I sealed him in there. That was back when we first started, and toilets to go. We have all kinds of buildings here. Police, buy and go. Right, no zombies around. I can check the chat. Let's see. Nobody came below. Yeah, he popped in Tums, not pooped Tums. So I hope he didn't poop the Tums. JP's Tums are not a suppository. You're supposed to swallow them. Shove them to the other end. In case you didn't know.
And I'm back.
And LDG is back.
Just had to reset the router for them. They're all set. We had a big lightning storm yesterday, so a few people got knocked off. Knocked off. We all need some unstoppable internet in our life.
Well, at least they were knocked off and not knocked up.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, that would be cool. So, what are your plans today? What are you doing?
Right now, I am just riding a bicycle.
You literally just exercising?
Yeah.
You're not
Can't you
going
tell?
anywhere. You're just going
Can't
around
you
in
tell?
circles.
No, I'm actually going to go out exploring. I'm just had to go pick up that airdrop first.
Oh, there's your car.
Not my car.
Don't you drive one of those?
No,
You don't drive a tractor? I thought you drive a tractor.
not something like that. Making a mistake going through here. Yeah, there's zombies. Hey,
Careful of squirrels. I mean, skunks.
no skunks.
Yeah, hey, you already killed them, Laura.
No, the combine did. All right, let me see. All right, I'm where I wanted to go. Where I wanted to be. Clear that one marker off. This is the road I have not rode on, so we're going to go exploring. We're going to see where this road takes us.
Of course, you already know where it takes you, right?
No, I don't. I have no idea where this road goes.
Oh.
Why we're exploring. Seeking out new life. Complications. Boldly go where zombies have gone before. Run, bunny, run. And the bunny committed carry. Love it when one of these animals just runs right into my path. Got a BBC, big brown chicken. Chat's real exciting today too. JP's talking about pooping. More Taco Bell. Yeah, placing order for food. JP says he'll be in the game in a minute. Don't kink shame me. Check out, see what's inside. Blue. Yes, I don't want the sandwich though. Grab the arrowhead sound. So, LDG.
Yep.
Guess what I did to Cinnabon last night?
What did you do to Cinnabon? Obviously, you haven't got banned from the server, so nothing.
No, I haven't. I didn't get banned, but he kind of fell to his death from the big, huge tower in town, and his bike was still sitting outside the tower.
Okay.
And I decided to go over and seal it in with tons of blocks.
You sealed in his
I
bike.
sealed in his bike, so he had to come back and beat his way through everything to get his bike back.
Couldn't you just? I mean, there's just bikes just hanging around, aren't they?
No, you got to build your own bike. Well, you can get one as a quest reward after doing 7 quests for the trader. But the first one he lent to JP's. JP somehow locked it and he couldn't use it anymore. So then he had to build another one. And he got that one, and then he died. And instead of running back, he had to build himself another bicycle. So there's like bicycles everywhere now.
We need horses. That's what we need.
The zombies ate them all. Oh, I'm coming up to a trader. Actually, I think I'm circling around to somewhere I've already been. Yes, I've already been to Trader Rec. God damn it. I've already been here. Oh, ain't this shit.
What the hell is with that car?
It kind of ran out of gas. And people... All right, so yes, we've already been to this town. Wait a minute. Door open and close.
Oh, there's got to be stuff in those trucks.
Not really gathering stuff right now. This does intrigue me.
There's a button. There's a button.
There's a snake right there too. Now, how that snake didn't wake up?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Lunch. Oh, it closed. It tried to lock me in.
Oh, I'm sure you
That
can open it and close it. Now you just screwed yourself. You locked yourself.
I ain't worried about it. I got the bag out of there. I don't need nothing else. It was a trap. Ooh, police car. Police cars usually have good items in it. Locked. How good my lock picking skills are. I don't want to have to beat into it because then I take a chance on zombies showing up. Like that zombie back there in the booth right now, just twitching. We broke one lockpick. Alright, so we got a muffler connector, which is good. We got ammo, single water. Getting quite hungry, so let's have some bacon and eggs.
Num, 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 num.
Have 2 bacon and eggs and some coffee. Coffee.
Oh, speaking of coffee, shit. Thanks. Totally forgot I got coffee going.
Lucky you. The only coffee I've had in the last month and a half is in-game coffee here. Doesn't wake you up that much. Yeah. Let it ring around the zombie. Alright. Back to exploring. Let's see, which way do I want to go? Gotta be a road to the south. JP's walking the road.
Hey,
God,
Dandelion.
God, I had a point to spend. Hold on to that point. Hello, Dandelion. Back to chat real quick while I'm coasting. And there's the geeker.
Hey, bud. Give me just a second. I gotta type something in here.
Well, while you give me a second, I get to the chat when I can. Uh-huh.
I'm not bitching, bud. I was just no. I'm actually replying to someone on a tech issue.
God damn it! Now I got 2 tech people on the stream.
Well, I had to do some stuff. I had to do some work today.
Jump off, check these mailboxes. books. Good morning, Captain Fandom Nerd. Checking whenever I can. You know how it is when I'm playing the game. Hard to see. Dandelion's never had coffee in her entire life. What about the cigarette burns on the back of the couch? I didn't do it. Easy timbers. I think there's a road south, folks. That mountain's kind of high. Ooh, another police car. Another police car. I do not endorse breaking into police cars in real life, folks. Just on the game. Yeah. There we go. We get this time. Well, I grabbed that. Take all the rest. Got a fresh bottle of water. Got. Yes, I do. I can put that muffler connector there. Makes me quieter, folks.
Sorry, Deej, had to answer a technical question real quick.
What about cigarette hole burns in the couch?
Oh, that was just my joke of saying, "Hey, I'm backstage."
Oh. I couldn't read
I
the
didn't know
chat
if you
anyway.
heard the ping. I didn't know. I knew you were playing the game. I figured you might not have heard the ping. You're probably a little busy.
I never get a damn ping.
Oh, you don't, huh?
I don't get a ping when people come backstage.
Usually when I do that, I just make a joke about the backstage couch.
I don't have
And I know
backstage.
you smoke, so I figured cigarette burns would be appropriate.
I don't have a backstage couch. I got a backstage hot tub.
Does it
Now,
got porn stars? Does it got hot female porn stars in it?
Yes, but they're midgets.
Okay, I'm flexible.
Yeah, that's another setting you gotta enable for the ding, Deej.
I like short subjects. Yeah, more settings to enable. Blah blah blah.
What was going on is after we had the thunderstorm, Deej. I don't know if you saw my video on Twitter. I showed we had lightning strike right outside my house. Split one of our hit one of our trees pretty hard, and the ground was so saturated, it knocked out the radio and the satellite dish that connects the line of sight for my Wi-Fi. So we had 3 days of no internet. And since I have no cell booster right now until I can put it up next month, we had next to no data. We could be lucky if a call wouldn't fall.
I thought it was kind of strange it had been so quiet around here. But bump.
Tell me about it. Now, what I did was I just went out to I went out to Walmart. This was something I'd been meaning to get. I just hadn't got around to it. Grab one of those HD antennas, plugged it in, and we had 17 channels, and I was like, cool, got some local news and everything. But what happened was when the power came back on, the antenna somehow it connects up with the Roku. So now all the streaming channels came on, and I'm sitting there trying to find my local channels, and I was like, couldn't find them anywhere. So I was looking up. I was like, I know there's got to be a way to do this. So I had to do some research, and well, most of the people who were given ideas on what you needed to do were asinine. They at least had enough steps in place to where I was like, okay, I think I got this, and I figured it out. So now I can see my local channels and my streaming channels. So power stays, internet stays on, I can still see my local channels. Internet goes out, I can still see my local channels.
I have one of those little internet or one of those little antennas I could plug into the back of my TV if I needed local channels.
Well,
If the
it's
power's
for
out.
emergency Hey man, it was for emergency purposes until I can get that cell booster signal up. Probably well, it's going to be after I get back from vacation. So August at the earliest. Then
Again, if the power goes out for me, I ain't gonna watch anything anyway. Because
well, yeah, if the power goes out, I'm shit out of luck either way. But it's a little different when the internet goes out, but the power's on. But it's basically like it might as well be the power's out because there's nothing you can do.
it's so violent on this game.
Violent? You call this violent?
And nice today. I'm not really killing. Oh, LPG.
What?
I'm not. I just found you.
Oh, there he is.
I gotta put you down.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Pickles, how much do they pay you for the likeness rights?
Yeah, tell me about
it. He's lost. Hey, watch this. This is cool. I can kill a deer with a bicycle.
No, you can't. Wait a minute. You kill a deer with a bike? No, your ass would have fallen off that bike.
Well, yeah, but on here I can kill a deer with a bicycle.
That's crazy.
Why waste bullets on a deer now? I just run it over with a bicycle.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's how the game wants to play it.
Ah.
As the old saying goes, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right. I learned that trick from JP's because JP's was doing it the other night. And I said, that's bullshit. There ain't no way you can kill a deer with a bicycle. So I went and tried it and it worked. Now, if I need... I could see the chicken. I could see me hitting the chicken maybe. And going,
I don't see how you can hit a chicken, man. Those suckers are a little agile.
The bunny rabbits, they usually run in front of me just to commit Harry Carey. That's weird.
It's a new way to go Harry Carey on someone.
And Cinnabon is now a cannibal because he's been eating bunnies on this game. Today is just a random day for me to ride around on my bicycle and break into police cars.
How do you break into a police car that's been abandoned? Does that really count as breaking in?
Well, it's locked, so. See, another iron spear. Don't need that. Works. I'll show what happens when you have no lock picks on the next police car. I beat my way into it, and then something magical happens.
I'm gonna have to watch this later.
Let's see.
Tom Cruise slams Disney and woke Hollywood. I'm gonna have to see if that's just clickbait or not.
It is because
it is.
Apparently, Top Gun Maverick also bowed to China. Because if you watch the first Top Gun, they had a Taiwan patch on.
They had the Taiwan patch in the movie too.
From what I heard, they took it out of this one.
No, they took it out of the trailer and they put it back in the movie
Okay, all right, here we are. This police car is locked.
because there was actually a backlash about that in America. It's like, what the fuck?
Okay, here we go. This is what happens when you have no lockpicks and you come across the police car. Kind of beat on it a couple times. And then all these zombies spawn in that are nasty. I can't even get to my bicycle, so I'm going to run.
Oh, man.
Look at all that. Big
I just took
irradiated.
What was the point of getting the zombies out there?
I was just showing what happens when you have no lockpicks and you try to beat your way.
Kind of rifle you got there? Is that an AK?
Yep.
AK-47. When you absolutely positively got to kill every motherfucker in the room, except no substitution.
Now, these green glowing ones are like really, really tough. And if they smack me, I get hit with radiation. And the cops puke at me. Yeah, I hear you coming. Yeah, look how tough these fuckers are. It broke the light pole and all. Anyway, now I can shut this stupid thing off and see what's in it. Well, that wasn't worth shit. Oh well, that wasn't worth shit. Wasted all those bullets for nothing. Hey, old Papa Cotton.
You muted me in the middle of a joke.
I didn't mute you.
Somebody did. Anyway, no
I was playing my game. How could I mute you?
I don't either. I'm getting a notification or somebody is and I'm hearing it. But
See what's going on.
so I said, never mind. I killed the joke anyway. It's over.
God damn it.
No, it's easier to drive on the street than it is the grass.
Yeah, but I'm taking a shortcut. Shortcuts are fun.
All right, dumb question. Do you actually have to air up the tires at any point?
Nope. I don't. They're magical tires. They always stay inflated. No, this is extremely boring. This is usually the parts that we don't stream.
Dude, I've been up since 4:30. Okay, I've already been up 4.5 hours, and I've already done a bunch of shit today.
I woke up like at 30. I
At
don't
what
know why,
time?
because 6:30 and I went to bed at 1:30. So
I went to bed. Shit, I was in bed by 8:30. Woke up at 4:30, 4:45.
There you go, folks. You know you're getting old when you go to bed at 8:30 at night.
What are you talking about? That's actually, dude, there are sometimes I got to fight just to stay up to 8 o'clock to take my meds before I go to sleep.
Growing up, the only person I knew that went to bed that early was my grandfather.
Yeah, same here.
See, you're
So, as
getting
my
old.
wife likes to point out, I've turned into my grandfather.
Yep, there you go.
Oh well.
You're your own grandpa now. Sounds funny, I know.
No, I'm not Tom Arnold.
I'm my own grandpa.
Grandpa. I never saw that movie. I just thought that fucking trailer was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but see, that's a song that goes back even further.
I know, but it's still funny. It's a funny fucking song.
No, I planned this whole thing that I was going out to explore strange new worlds on the zombie game, and I ended up circling around everywhere I've already been.
Speaking of which, I haven't seen the Strange New Worlds episode today. I
It,
watched
it,
Secret
it was
Wars, and
boring.
that was that?
Boring.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about Secret Invasion. Of course, I could say that about the last 3 episodes. It's just utterly boring as fuck.
It was all basically they went to Rigel 7. Whoopee.
I thought the point of Strange New Worlds was to go to Strange New Worlds.
I thought so too.
I mean, come on! You finally admitted it's an alternate. They finally admitted it's an alternate universe, despite the fact they're still trying to fight that.
I haven't heard them admit to it yet.
Oh, they don't have to. Just the fact that the last episode was the fact that this should have happened in 1992. It's like, yep, there you go.
But yeah, but they still don't want to actually admit to it. So. And there's still people that's trying to defend it. Think it's a great show.
Hey, I'd like to say I don't have type 2 diabetes, but that don't change the fact I have it.
Me either. I still have it.
Yep. I'd like to say I don't need those injections once a week, but that don't make it true.
Lucky you only have to take the injection. I have injection and pill.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Well, I still got to take pills, but although strange thing, maybe I don't have to take my cholesterol anymore because my new doc did not re-up that medication. So I just called the VA for the 90 days till I can verify with my doctor.
My cholesterol is perfect every time I go in there, but they still make me take the pill.
Last son. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. What I can't stand is this reminds me of that Falcon and Winter Soldier, where I'm supposed to find sympathy and empathy with terrorists. I'm not exactly the right person you want to try to convince that I'm going to find humanity in a terrorist. It's not going to fucking happen.
I am liking the new Walking Dead series.
Which one's that? Oh, Fear the Walking Dead?
No, Dead City.
Oh, is that out? I didn't know.
Yeah, it's on week 4 already.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Damn, I haven't heard shit about that.
Oh, week 2 was awesome because Negan actually was Negan of old.
I ain't fucking seen it yet.
I'm just saying, Negan was Negan of old. You will love it.
Okay, you give me the recommendation. I will look at it. I'll go sailing. I'll go sailing. I'll go sailing in a little bit.
And let me just give you this one little spoiler from week number 1. Rochelle Hurd is in it. Rafi from Picard.
Oh, really?
You're gonna love what they do to her.
Okay. Oh, Deja was telling me Walking Dead Dead City is actually already out.
Is it on regular TV or is it on streaming?
Yeah, probably both.
Because I
It's
looked
on-
at that trailer for Fear Walking Dead and it's not streaming yet. It's out
It-
on regular TV, but not streaming.
Well, it's streaming on AMC Plus,
Oh yeah, well I'm not paying for that.
but you can get it regular on AMC too every Sunday.
Yeah. I think that's one of the channels on my Roku that's streaming. So that's cool.
But yeah, you will like the old Negan is back at times.
Oh, that'll be sweet.
The old cocky Negan.
Okay. All right. I'll go sailing in a little bit.
Actually, tonight I'm going to be doing a review with another YouTuber on Dead City. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's actually a good Walking Dead, better than what we've had for a while.
My
Fear the
issue
Walking-
with season 11, the final season, is they're really that whole Reaper arc went on way too long.
Yeah, the Reapers kind of sucked.
Well, it just went on too long. The focus should have been almost completely that could have been solved in 2 or 3 episodes at best.
And I don't want you to get discouraged at the first episode of Dead City, because
Alright.
it's basically setting things up.
Now, is this 6 or 8 episodes?
It's supposed to be 6.
Okay. All right. Well, at least I'll get decently caught up.
So,
But yeah, I tried to watch that. Samuel Jackson is a for-hire racist. You pay him enough money, and he'll call anyone he doesn't know racist. Yeah, I would agree with that. There's so many things wrong with the Secret Invasion, dude. I mean, we got
I
the
haven't
same
watched it.
trope, huh?
I haven't seen it.
We got the same tropes: old, washed up, worn out. Had to bring in the race card, of course. I'm supposed to empathize with the Skrulls because they blame Nick Fury and Captain Marvel because after 30 years they couldn't find a planet, even though they had technology to go to other planets, and they did, and they said they couldn't find a place, or they were met with hostility. I'm like, oh my fucking. So your idea, Talos, was never mind, I'd have to spoil that part. Anyway, everything about this is just completely stupid. Oh, by the way, they had to make sure that, by the way, to understand this, you had to, of course, watch Captain Marvel. And it's basically retconning how Nick Fury became such a master spy. And I'm like, I didn't need the answer to why Nick Fury was so good. That was half the fun of it.
No idea. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it. Don't have Disney.
Well, I'm 3 episodes in. I might as well see how this I might as well finish out the train wreck. What happened to Pickles?
I don't know. I'll tell you one other thing from the Walking Dead thing that it's not really a spoiler. I was just shocked they did it. You know how there was such a big outrage from Walking Dead when Negan did in Glenn?
Yeah.
They actually showed those clips in the first episode. It's like, ooh, shocking, because that's what everybody was so upset with. They said it was too gory.
Yeah, maybe they didn't read the comic.
They didn't.
I remember the comic quite well.
We had the nickname for Glenn, Popeye.
Yeah.
But a bump.
I was actually surprised they did that.
I was hoping. I didn't want him to stray from that. That was like an iconic moment from the comics.
It really was, because it was one of his signature lines.
But yeah, you go sailing for it, you get it, and you're going to be quite surprised. It's really good.
I'm just surprised I hadn't heard about it. I'm surprised I hadn't heard it was out. I hadn't heard anybody talking about it. I've seen nothing about it. So,
All right, go off road, head back home, drop all this shit off, get ready to do another day of exploring. Apparently, I picked the wrong direction to go
why is that?
because it just circled me around to places I'd already been.
Is it a small world?
No, it's one of the largest one you can download. I just thought the road would lead me somewhere else besides a winding road back to where I'd already been. It went north. Always go north. Son of a bitch. When you're on a mountain bike, you can go off-roading.
Yeah, you can. All right, I got a Geloja.
Go, Geloja. Bicycle, bicycle. Hey, Hungar, what's up? I'm just having a chill morning, playing my game, didn't have much else to do, figured I'd stream, hang out with whoever pops up, though it might take me a minute or two when I check to see if anybody's below, because I can't quite see everything going on. Running away from zombies, a bicycle. Because I'm just that elite that I don't need vehicles, just a bicycle. Talking about that stupid Strange New Worlds last night that sucked. Talked about it a little bit. Walking Dead. Can't go too much into it because NB hasn't watched the damn thing yet. Oh, you're back in again. Guess what, Hungar? I'm not. I'm still out. They haven't found a reason to pull me back into the hospital. What's up with you now, brother? You just miss the nurses. Miss the sponge baths, don't you? Reason why you.
So I was watching a stream earlier this morning. So it turns out Doctor Strange 2 was not necessarily as big a hit as it was made out to be.
Oh, I didn't think it was.
Well, I mean, it made close to $1 billion, but they budgeted it. They said it was 250, but turns out, or 200 or something. Turns out it was closer to 300 with like $150 million marketing budget.
Well, yeah,
So,
they never talk about the marketing when they say budget shit.
no, they don't. We're lucky if we get a release on that. Plus, we don't know the cost of reshoots and all that stuff. So that's, why there was always that general rule of thumb. A movie's got to make about 3 times its budget to make a profit. But let's just go off of this. Based on what I've seen of the Disney stuff, based on some of the marketings we've been told, for things like The Little Mermaid, Indiana Jones 5, and And for certain other movies, for like Doctor Strange 2, it was 100. So their marketing for these tent poles is about 150 million on top of the production budget.
Never tell you the truth.
So possibly at best, if the movie made any money, it might have made Disney a few million, but not like, hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh, this Indiana Jones is a real big flop for him.
Oh. Well,
Real
let's
big flop.
let's go back to this. Let's take Ant-Man 3, flop. Little Mermaid, flop. Guardians of the Galaxy is possibly going to break even, as best we know. Maybe make a little bit of money. Indy 5 is not going to recoup. There's just no fucking way. $130 million opening weekend for Indiana Jones 5. Yeah, it's not happening. I think it was at least 200 million on marketing and promotion on Indy. I wouldn't be surprised because I'm sure showing it at the Cannon Films was not cheap. So, of course, I'm seeing, news sources saying, is Kathleen Kennedy going to resign? Is she going to get fired? I'm like, you know what? I don't care. It's a little too late to worry about that. She'll leave at some point, but I don't believe for a second she'll get fired. I don't believe for a second it'll be a nice, resignment or something. And I'm like, whatever, doesn't matter. The damage is already done.
All right, checking back at the chat. Poor Hungard, gastroparalysis. What the fuck is that?
Oh, I'm back. Hey, sorry, I had to had Hungard just swing underground for a minute.
LDG.
Chit chat.
LDG. What? Imagine a world. It's 2023. And there is a possibility that the happiest place on earth could possibly have no movies that make any profit worth a damn. I think we've just entered the Twilight Zone.
They're going to make just fine on money.
Well, on money, sure, but I'm saying they are taking the movie department, and the movie blockbuster department, they're taking a hell of a loss.
Yeah, well, that's why they have insurance and bailouts, and it's Disney ain't going nowhere. It hasn't been going anywhere.
Okay, LDG. I wasn't saying Disney was going anywhere.
No, I'm not saying you were saying it. I'm saying it as a matter of fact that I'm tired of seeing videos all talking about how it's going to happen, and it's like,
we weren't talking that, so why bring it up?
Yeah, I'm not
because that's
talking
part.
that.
It's related to. Oh God. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to shut up if you're not going to be able to have a conversation.
No, we're having a conversation, but you're the one.
You're literally hitting a key point.
No, you're the one that keeps bringing up about them going anywhere. We're just talking about they ain't doing as good as they claim.
Okay, that's fine. They haven't been doing great as they claim for how many years now?
Yes, that is the topic. Yes, that is the topic we were talking about.
We're not the clickbaity channel. We're not the clickbaity channels that make a runoff of they're doomed, they're doomed, they're doomed, they're not going anywhere, and we got unnamed sources and blah 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 and this and that, and I'm the ruler of the underworld or some shit that's gets all these fake claims just for clicks. No, we don't do that here. We just report what we heard.
Well, yeah, I agree with you,
and that's it.
But
so
it is what it is.
So we're looking at a year. Guardians of the Galaxy, as far as I know now, based on the numbers we know, is possibly going to make somewhat of a profit, break even, make a little bit of a profit. Maybe like it apparently seems Doctor Strange might have only made a little bit of profit, not as much as we originally thought. But when you have, these pitfalls they've had, Little Mermaid underperformed, bombed, Elementals. I don't even. I'm kind of curious to why Disney even thought of this as a good marketing strategy of spreading movies like The Little Mermaid, this Elementals movie, and then the Indy 5 movie kind of relatively close together. I didn't understand the marketing strategy of putting those all in competition. I don't know if it's because they thought maybe they would do so well that they'd make bank in the first few weeks. But if anybody knows, did anybody even know there was a movie coming out called Elementals?
I don't keep up with
No.
that shit.
Yeah, see, neither did I. I mean, I knew about it, but I
If
mean,
it's
Pixar has, and think about it too. We're looking at multiple IPs here. We're talking Pixar's hurting on money. Is hurting. Star Wars is hurting, and these are those supposed to be the MCU is hurting right now. So the
If it-
three big IPs they've been banking on are hurting right now.
If
Or I'm
it's a
sorry, I
movie
shouldn't
I
say
don't-
Star Wars. I should say Lucasfilms.
if it's a movie I don't give a shit about, I don't care. I don't sit there and rag on it or anything else. I don't listen to it. It's not my cup of tea.
No, I agree. It's just interesting how this has played out this year because I mean, I don't know if this would be. I mean, I remember. I remember times Disney went through some. They had some down times. They weren't always aces in the hole. What was it? I can't remember the time. There was a couple times they were kind of in the pitfalls, but it just seems like this one. It was so many big budget, big marketed movies, big IPs. They just kind of got really hurt. So I don't know. I'm curious to what kind of strategy they're going to do after this, going forward, which we still got a lot of stuff coming out over the next couple of years, but until the writer's strike gets over, that ain't going to be a whole lot necessarily. And honestly, I don't think anybody really gives a shit.
I don't. That's why I don't talk about it.
I do because I think it's just interesting that, compared to the writer's strike, back in 07, 08, we were all freaking out. That's back when we had some really stellar lineup shows. Haunted Mansion will probably flop. The Marbles will definitely flop. Haunted Mansion. Is that another remake?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there one with Eddie Murphy some years back that didn't do well?
Yep. Jerry baby. Sherry.
Yeah, Marvel's. I don't think anybody's going. Hi, Sherry. I don't see Marvel's banking very well. There's one movie trailer I saw from Disney coming out in December that looks like something that might actually make some money for them, and that's this movie called Wish.
I don't know. The only movie I'm interested in it won't be out until I don't know when. The next
the only
Ghostbuster one. And then Deadpool next year.
For this year, Dune Part 2. That's really all.
Fuck Dune. Dune's
Hey.
boring as fuck.
Hey. Fine. I get it. You don't like it. Cool. I only like the first book.
But who gives a shit about a bunch of sandworms? Seriously.
I just love the story. I like Duncan Idaho. I thought he had the weirdest name, but he was such a badass.
He's Duncan, Idaho. He's Duncan a hoe? Or he's a
That was
hoe?
Duncan, Idaho.
He's proclaiming that I'm a hoe.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Are we going back to 5th grade Idaho? We going back to Idaho, Idaho again?
Damn it, this is the Deeds channel. We slum down in them levels.
I haven't heard that in God knows how long.
You know, we slum down everywhere in this channel. I
grew up on men. Well, that's where our vulgar, dark humor probably came from.
Yeah, and then we do weird things like this.
You know why we can do things like that? Because we don't give a fuck what other people think.
Yeah, especially when we do this.
Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Bounce, 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 bounce. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Bounce, 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 bounce. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Helps me forget about my cancer.
Poor kid. Poor kid. At least he's got tennis balls. He's got tennis balls. Right. But our everyday low prices are not. Tennis balls for $2.99. Actually, they're $3.99 now. Fucking Walmart. Raise the price on my tennis balls.
You happy?
Get
I'm
your rocks
happy.
off on that one?
I'm happy. My rocks got off. If Rock Solid was here, his rocks would have got off.
Next time you want to fuck me, use some lube.
Just be happy it wasn't twerking She-Hulk.
Oh God.
Look, we got
that is probably going to be the one thing so many people remember. The most people remember about whatever that fucking show was about.
twerking. That's it. That's all we remember. Twerking She-Hulk.
Dude,
Yes,
I don't remember much of jack shit. I don't remember much of jack shit from that show at all.
And Captain Phantom said, yeah, clip that. We got more clips. Alright, to hell with this. I'm not going to sit around here all night waiting for it to be daybreak again. I'm going to go out and explore even if it's the middle of the night. There, we'll take some of that. And let's take...
You
Couple
know,
of grilled
you would like to
meats.
think going out at night be safer.
No, because, you know, you can't really see the zombies.
Well, how the hell do they see you? It's not like...
They smell me. Zombie apocalypse. Have you seen a shower in this place yet?
They
No.
smell you.
I have
Usually
no
they are attracted by noise and light.
I have no. Well, there's spider zombies in this thing, and they jump and they bounce and bounce, 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 just like a tennis ball. I could show you my mine. I got really, really bored, and I needed some rocks. Don't ask why I needed rocks, but I needed rocks. So I come over here and I built this little shed, little tiny shed here. And I come over here and I start digging this big hole. This is a big hole. I mean, you can get in this hole without lube. Such a big hole. Get in this hole. And then I start branching out.
Oh, it's the Pamela Anderson hole.
Yeah, it's Pamela Anderson hole. And then I started coming here. Let's get some more light in the subject. There we go. And then I started digging this way. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm coming here. But I'm tired of digging in one direction. So then I started digging this way. And found nothing I really liked. So then I started coming back this way, and I started digging this big hole out again. It's the Roseanne bar hole. And then I started going this way, and then I start just circling around for God knows why reasons. And then I started looping around here, and I dug this way, and then I started digging this, and then I said, no, that's not fun. And I come back here, and I said, well, let's dig this way. And then I started going in. If you run really fast, it looks like a viper leaving a Battlestar
Whoa.
Galactica. It's like, wee. And then I started digging back this way. It's like, okay, let's go see what's in this direction. And I come back, and poof, I was at my ladder again. That's a lot of digging. Can you tell I get bored? And then here's my magical base that LDG just doesn't figure out how I make work. Because it floats.
Well,
There's no way that
I
shit
had
is
a-
standing up.
well, I had an idea for a TikTok video I was going to do today, but that's going to have to wait till tomorrow.
Look,
Even if you
LDG.
had just one brick, just one brick, just to hold that up, you'll be fine.
But see, you see where that little lip is right there?
Yeah.
That's one block. And then I did that same block, but I flipped it upside down and put it here. And the game thinks it's two full blocks, so it works. Magic. And magic. Magical things with the game. Yes, last son, we need an LTG face deepfake on the tennis ball kid. That would be awesome. I need to find somebody that's really good with videos and that, and we take LTG face and we put it on the tennis ball kid.
You know damn well I won't be doing that.
Yeah, I know you won't do it. But we'll even get a picture of LTG smiling when he does it. Tennis ball thrown against the wall. And then, hey, get out of my way, dear. I hate to run you over with my bicycle. All right, so here was the same road I started out on earlier, but now I'm going to head north. Snake. You can kill every animal in this game with a bicycle except the snake. Snake is impervious. Well, I'm the type of guy who likes to roam around. Ever in one place, I roam from town to town. I'm the wanderer, I roam
All right,
around.
LD. All right, Deej, I'm going sailing.
NB Keek is going sailing because I mentioned that Dead City is out. I know you can get the first 3 episodes. I don't know if the 4th one's dropped yet or not because it just came out last night. Plus, but you might get lucky.
I can neither confirm nor deny anything. So why do you have your cursor always on the back of his head or right on the shoulder?
Likes to sit there. Center of the screen.
Oh, if anybody's interested, I found out Roku TV apparently has a classic Doctor Who channel.
Oh, it's the same one that's from Pluto.
Probably. I don't know. I don't have Pluto.
Pluto's
I mean,
free.
it's not like I could. Yes, I know it's not like I couldn't download it, but my priorities today were just once the digital TV stuff came up, I wanted to be able to get my local news and everything in case, shit like that happens again. And well, in 30 minutes, I'm gonna go watch The fucking Price is Right.
And actually, if you can load Pluto onto your Roku, and they have a Price is Right channel.
Oh, oh, you bastard! How
They even show the Bob Barker ones.
you bastard!
What?
How dare you dangle the Barker in front of me?
Well, it does. That's Bob Barker on it. Back with the hot
Yeah, it
chicks.
was so funny explaining to my son. He's like, he's like, did you guys really use commercials as bathroom breaks? I'm like, haven't you noticed Mom and I get up when the commercials come on? It's like, yeah, it's bathroom breaks, it's refill your drink, it's get whatever the hell you want during those 3 minutes.
Come on, man.
We used to have those commercials down to a science. And then of course there'd always be that one guy, you'd be like, hurry up, it's coming back on. Come on, get it fucking here.
Bob Barker with Barker's Beauties. Holly, Diane.
Oh God, I haven't heard those names in
Not so much Janice. Not so much Janice. Janice wasn't that good looking. Diane and Holly.
Which one was the one who posed for Playboy?
That was Diane.
That was Diane. I thought
Diane.
I recognized that. Oh God, that was a good issue. Thank God my dad bought it. Or maybe it was my mom. I don't know. Maybe it was both of them for all the fuck I know.
Right, back in the good old days when they actually had some good-looking women for Barker's Beauties. Not these fake plastic women. They're too damn skinny. Oh, this is a nice little lake right here along the road. One day I may build a retirement home here.
My favorite, my Price is Right was back when it was Bob Barker and the announcer was God, what was his name? Roddy?
Rod Roddy.
Yeah, Roddy.
And Big 8, come on down. You're the next contestants on The Price is Right.
Actually, at my age, I'm doing better than most of these people.
Yeah, them fucking game shows are a ripoff, though.
Oh, I know they're. Well, I know they're based on California prices, so.
Yeah, they're based on California prices. You have to pay all the taxes off of everything before you get any of it. Even if you're out of
that's
state.
why most people that's why most people just take the cash.
Yeah, but you still have to pay that before they give you the cash.
Well, yeah, you take the cash value, they take the taxes out of the cash value.
No. They don't
they
do
should.
that. You have to pay the tax yourself before they give you the cash. They don't take it out of the prize. California.
No, I thought that a lot of people.
Okay,
maybe it's been a while since I watched any documentaries, but my understanding was, yes, you had to pay the taxes on the prizes, or you could take a payout of the value, and then they took the taxes out of that cash value, and you took the cash out.
I had a friend of mine that was on The Price is Right, and she said
I'm not saying he didn't.
And she had to pay all the tax before she got any of it. And it's a big ripoff because she had to pay taxes from Illinois, plus she had to pay all the California taxes.
Ooh, that sucks.
She was taxed twice on the full amount. from 2 different states.
Wow, that's one way to say you got fucked in the front and the back.
Hey, folks, I made it to a new town.
Nothing's
Honestly,
done.
I wouldn't be that interested in going on a
Hmm.
game show anyway. They're just fun to watch. Although I gotta admit, if I did get on one and I got the chance to win some trips, yeah, I'd pay the taxes on those.
I say, fuck it. I don't want. There's a hell. Oh, there's a spider. Whoop.
Come on, you can't hide in Illinois forever.
Well, I've been out of Illinois.
Oh, I know you've been out of Illinois before. Yes, I am, son.
With who?
Deej and LDG.
What?
What?
My son asked if I was on a stream. I said yes. He said who?
Oh.
Because
Nobody
he actually
important.
knows who you. Well, he doesn't know you guys, but he knows who I'm talking about when I say Deej and LDG.
We're infamous. Not famous.
Or if I just call, or if I just say Pickles, Rachel knows what that means.
Pickle Rick. Hey, Lieutenant Dan. Take a nap there, Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, Jimmy.
Doesn't look like a big town.
It might be a tumor.
It's a tumor. Get to the chopper.
I
So
lied.
you're starting early this morning?
Starting what early?
Saggy? Saggy. Do I have to say anything else?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Saggy. Melons is starting
Oh.
early this morning. What does
Well,
Saggy
why-
do?
Why the fuck do we care?
I'm just saying. Why
don't
would
give
you
a
not
fuck
care? Don't you listen to
Saggy's
Zach? Don't you
doing.
listen to Saggy?
No.
Oh.
All Saggy does is rant and rave about shit.
Well, that's her channel.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
she
not.
does.
I'm not watching that. Fucks. Life with Matthew comes into the game and the game crashed on me. Better go, Matthew.
Oh, Life Matthews just logged on?
Yeah, he just logged in and now the game crashed. I have no idea why it's doing this. It does it to
But
me like once or twice a game. It just freezes up and I get booted out. And then I have to find my bicycle if I'm riding it because it's not where I spawn back in. I have to run all over until I find it.
Oh.
You can't have more than one bike.
Well, I could, but why would I want more than one?
I don't know. Put them in multiple locations so you know where they're at.
The fact I was just riding it. When I log back in,
No,
it
I
should
mean
be
have
on.
multiple bikes. So are you saying the bike will not be in that same place? And if you leave a bike somewhere
No,
else, and
what
you-
I'm saying is I was riding the bicycle. It's going to log me back in. I'll be standing there, and the bike won't be with me.
That
that's
would
some
most
great
likely be the last
news
place you
there.
will it be the last place that you got off of it?
No, it'll be the last place that the game registered me being on the damn thing.
Ah, well then you just gotta walk backwards then.
Yeah, I have to retrace all my steps till
Well,
I
it
find
can't
it.
be that far.
So, the other day it was like 200 meters away from me. Just knowing this has only been happening like the last 3 days we've played. I have no idea what.
Well,
the
that's
fuck's
because
going-
you keep fucking with the damn settings and shit. I'm, sure
I'm
you
not
guys-
fucking with no goddamn settings.
Not you. When I say you, I mean you all, you people.
No, it's not
you
you all,
specifically.
you people. There's only one person that's in control of the settings.
Yes, and that person listens to you people. So
No,
if
he
you guys
doesn't.
discuss a setting change,
No, he
well,
doesn't.
obviously, because he had to
There-
listen to you guys
There
when you were.
has been no settings changed.
What are you talking about? 7 years to die? Hello?
That's the only setting, and that ain't going to cause it.
And there's no other settings you've been messing with.
No.
And he's got a third party. He's got a third party server hosting this, right? Or is he hosting it himself?
That's third party.
Okay, so it's third
and
party.
actually, and I'm actually the closest one to the server. I am the
What do you mean by
one.
closest?
It's routed out of Chicago.
Oh,
And now I have no idea where I'm at.
well, you should guys have a warning or something if you're coming on, and get off your bike so that way it spawns next to you. Hopefully, you guys got
No,
a
I
group
gotta-
chat, right?
I got to run all over the place trying to figure out where the stupid bicycle is now. There it is. Popped in out of nowhere. A bicycle.
All right, Life with Matthews. If you can hear me, I want you to log off and log back on.
Shut up. I don't think it's actually that doing it. It just, for some reason, this damn thing wants to hiccup every once in a while. And it seems to be I'm the only one that has the problem with it.
It's not coincidental that someone logs on and it crashes for you. Is he
I
still
didn't
on, or
say
is it-
that.
does
I
it-
didn't
does it
say
leave him
that
off?
it happened every time somebody logged on. I just made that joke because he.
Okay, you just implied it. Okay, sorry. I fell for it. You got me
I
with my
know.
mouth open.
I know. You know what?
You
You,
did
know what
imply
happens when you get. You know what happens when you get caught with your mouth open.
What?
I ain't gonna say.
Yeah, okay.
Like, see, I got a chicken with the bicycle.
Miss the good old days when you host your own servers.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
It's my own server. That was fun.
Guinea pig. Now, hosting your own server is expensive.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, back then I wouldn't say it was super expensive. That and bandwidth wasn't exactly what it was today. You didn't need super bandwidth for games back then. You could
Look
make
at- look
Quake
at the-
off a
Now look,
14.4.
it didn't even register the entire trip up to this town. It just registered that town now. Oh, now it's
This
rendering
gotta-
in. It's rendering in now. It's something's all screwed up.
I'd be glad to look at your server settings for you.
Because I traveled this entire road. Now it's like it's just barely creeping in.
Yeah,
There's something
there's
weird
got to
going
be
on.
a callback setting or something. And he bought the extra RAM and shit, right?
Yeah, and apparently, we when we started this one, it bumped up like it said that we were at getting close to the limit again, and then there was some security patch that he had to download, and it put it back down to where it was supposed to be. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, really? Or it could just be this guy getting back at you, and most likely Cinnabon has a little button that he can hit just to fuck with you to do this.
Or it's just my computer's crap now because it keeps wanting to die on me, and one day nobody will ever see me back on YouTube because my computer. That's always a possibility.
As long as I'm not a suspect, I'm happy.
Well, right now, folks, anything happens to my computer,
No,
LDG
Fake
is
news,
not
don't
a
you say it.
suspect. Oh, Okay, well then,
not
see,
a
fake
okay,
news.
not a suspect.
No,
okay.
he
I
said
thought you were
don't.
gonna.
I said it wasn't his fault, and he said it was fake news, folks. So there
All
you
right,
go.
you got me again. God, I gotta shut my mouth.
Yeah, you do.
Keep catching me with my mouth open.
So easy to fool.
It's still fucking beta. It's been beta forever, dude. It's like the game is literally 7 days to die beta. Like they should put the damn beta in the title. That game's never gonna be done.
We like it that way. We don't have to pay for ESLs, and we don't have to pay for all these updates. It's just we paid for the game once, and we get a fresh game every year. Good that way.
Oh, Ape Teague's down below.
Hold on a second. Got to change a few things.
He's taking responsibility for fucking up your computer too.
Is he? Thank you.
Yep.
Let's see. I can get attacked by a zombie while I do that. There we go.
Hello.
Oh. Alright. Back on my bicycle exploring.
Didn't hear me crawl through the window last night and blow graphite shavings into the USB port.
No. Didn't hear that. I was out like a light.
I got to admit, when my head finally hit the pillow, I fell right asleep myself. But just had a little bit late. I heard the end of Pop Culture Breakdown.
I fell asleep right before Strange New Worlds came out, and I was like, glad I did.
I have to watch that later with my pal Captain Fandom Nerd and whoever else wants to join me for that nightmare.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Let me ask you a question. Nothing serious. Don't spoil this great entertainment on me. But was it another dream within a dream in another dimension where they travel back in time? They have to lay it on thick to get away from their own canon.
No, they did no time travel this time, and
How much of the crew did we see? Just two people again? Third time
No,
or fourth time around?
you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
But we saw all of them last time. But
That's
remember, they only turned around and said hello. Pike was like, yeah, I'm actually Pike. Was it another one of those? Because since the beginning of the show Picard, every episode of Star Trek has had, we had to get the entire crew off the ship, or this crew is mostly automated, or the crew self-deleted themselves so they could power the Borg cube. They went to 7 straight empty ships that could fly themselves. Why did we have a Starfleet Academy?
I don't know. I have no idea. They didn't go anywhere really new, exciting. They just all lost their memory.
I wish I could. So it was another wish fulfillment episode. You try to forget the episode even exists, and so do they.
I've already forgot what the episode was.
Oh my God! Let me ask you this: did it even have a bad guy? Was there a story or just a chain of events?
They kind of rehashed an old plot line of former Starfleet individual goes megalomaniac.
Would that person be a captain, or do they have to change that
No.
25%? They made him an ensign.
Yeah, well, they made him.
Oh wait, are you saying they did Patterns of Force? They did John Gill?
They just kind of took one of Pike's former crewmates and turned him evil into a ruler of a planet, and gave him phasers and stuff to advance their technology and shit.
So dare I call it a private little hand phaser war?
Yeah, kind of like that, but it was just one-sided.
Of bread and war. Okay. So
One-sided.
That is so messed up.
Against. It's just
that is so messed up because in the episode Private Little War of TOS, you know the one I'm talking about with they reused the wigs from the Vol episode. That episode was clearly commenting on Vietnam. But it didn't judge anybody, and it didn't tell anyone what was right or wrong. It mentions it. It shows you what they think of it without really pounding you too hard with it. and then they just sort of have a little quick talk on the bridge at the end, like, "Why did you do it, Jim? This is insane." He's like, "It was the only way to preserve both sides." You're like, "Maybe you're insane."
But we get to see Captain Pike cooking again.
Oh God! Remember last week? Was it last week where they hacked off the guy's thumb to decide whether he was real or not? I was like, "Oh look, it's a thumb drive. That's where they're gonna get the information," and it turned out to be true. Or was that Secret War? Both shows blend together. I'm not sure which one is.
That was probably Secret War because I don't remember that, and I haven't watched Secret War.
I have to stop watching Secret War is really stupid. It's really fucking stupid, and it's a view count killer. Like 225 people will watch the live watch of Picard usually, or Strange New Worlds gets a little less. And we did the whole season of the Mandatorium. Like it's just slugging its way to like 65 views now. No one can. I think Disney has a boycott going on, a soft one that people haven't said.
All right, come here, fat ass.
I'm already here.
Oh, here on the game.
What's going down, LDG? How's things in the tunnels of the underground?
Greetings. Not much. Still working. Still at it. Doing my thing.
Cool. You should consider cloning yourself for when you have to go away to go to the bathroom and stuff.
I'm actually in the middle of that. Yeah, I'm transitioning to AI.
He
I was gonna say
just takes-
peeing or building a simulacrum.
He just takes us to the bathroom with him.
I thought about the Bluetooth headphones with the mic, and I'm like, let me get the ones without a mic, so like when I listen to the rest of the crew while I step away, I could just pee. You're on for 4 hours. Suddenly, you find you need to do that.
Oh yeah.
I've been having to do that for the last half hour.
So, did anyone else but me see wonderful Indiana Jones and the diaphragm of density?
Apparently, just you.
I'm shocked to find out. I'll be shocked to find out what that movie makes next week. What do you think? 10 to 15 million, maybe?
12.3 million.
That's your prediction for next week.
That's my prediction next week. 12.3.
No, not just the 7 days. I'm only talking the weekend. So maybe less, or you think it'll be 12.3?
The weekend will do that because Disney's gonna go and buy up a bunch of tickets to make it look like that.
So the movie's gonna lose a lot more money, but it'll be happy time in the news.
Yeah.
Like, look at this movie. It's like The Godfather. It heated up after it was out for a while. People heard it was so good.
It's
It
kind of
waited
like
too long to do it.
it's-
Like most of the people that watch Indiana Jones are too old to go to the theaters or dead.
Well, the person who brought me to see the first one has passed away. Rest in peace, Dad. But
Yep.
Andy Masterson really said it all for me last night when he started talking about how a defilement of something that was special, and every single person said, this was a movie I watched with my dad. This was a movie I watched with my dad, or Indy was a dad to me through the television, and now your dad, he's a deadbeat loser. I mean, no one wanted to see what they did with him in the Last Archaeologist, or whatever you want to call it.
no, it's gonna be like Bud Light. Bud Light's doing the whole thing where they're giving away beer
Well,
over the 4th of July, but the whole thing was just to get an uptick in beer sales during the 4th of July, even though they're not actually getting an uptick because they're giving coupons away where all the profits that they made, they're just giving back during it. So it's
By
just
the way,
a shell game.
if you want to lose a lot of business through a promotion, offer men coupons. That's the way to lose it. A twofer would have done just as well, but they're too stupid and lazy, or it has something to do with government regulations and taxes. But I was surprised. You know what the most surprising thing about Bud Light is? It was the #1 beer in America until this. That is some bad beer. Shame on people.
No shame here for not drinking.
Yeah, you know what? No shame here either. I don't think I've had one this century. I call it a good glass of water spoiled.
I don't drink anything light anyway. Don't drink a Bud Light. I don't drink. I used to drink Budweiser, but when they did their little fuck up, I just said, "Fuck it, I don't drink Budweiser anymore."
This latest fuck up, or I mean, which with the road is it's the Budweiser way is a road of roadkill.
All the way back to the whole thing that started all this with Dylan
Mulvaney?
Dickhead.
I
just call him Dylan Dickhead.
I like
Yes.
I like
Yes,
the joke.
I said
around-
him. I said him, folks.
Well, the good news
Hate
is
speech.
the no, that's not it. And since his name works for both, he has an androgynous name. You can't dead name him. That's the strike. Dead naming the person over and over.
Nah, fuck it. I say it's him because he's just pretending to get views and to get people to. That's it.
He did make some comments about how he successfully had gained a lot of publicity, and also when you take a candidate of Dylan, you're not getting. Let's just say when doctors give us women, they're not giving us their best anymore. They're not giving us Sophia Loren. They're not giving us. They're not giving us Farrah Fawcett. Damn it! They're not even giving us Marie Osmond. They're giving us. Dylan, and Dylan, like, unless it's a professional photographer, very well lit, a lot of conditions met, and like 200 pictures to choose from, they look like what they are.
You
tell-
don't
you can
sit
tell.
there. You don't sit there and claim to be the opposite sex and then still date women. I'm sorry. No.
You're saying that excuse would disappear in a flash, so to speak?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't sit there and you're some dude that claims that now you're a woman, but you're still dating women.
I don't know
That
how
does
laid
not
will it
wash.
get. How laid will it get me? I could just say it. I'll say a few things to get sex, but I mean, I don't know.
That don't wash. That's
You're saying I need to wash to have sex? Ah,
yeah,
man.
yeah. You got to wash your balls. You gotta wash your balls, especially if you expect the woman to go down on you.
Well, I mean, my plan involves getting rid of my balls, right? So I don't know.
They're not going to go down on you unless you wash some things.
Huh. Interesting
You
information.
got to make them fresh.
Gotta keep. So you're saying aftershave on the balls, or
No, since you want them to go down there, use something like mouthwash. It still gives you that minty fresh feeling, but they can tolerate it by tonguing it. You know.
now should I put chapstick on the shaft?
Go ahead. You can if you want. Hello, Darren.
Hello there. Hey, Captain
Darren's-
Fandom Nerd, are you ready to have some
Yeah.
not fun later?
Darren says today's episode is a combination of TNG's Conundrum and TOS the Omega Glory.
All right, so the Omega Glory didn't have a Starfleet dictator, so that would mean that Darren, in my opinion, we've got 3 episodes mixed together, and that's about the amount they like to throw together. Last week we had Edith Keeler, we had Space Seed, and we had Court Martial kind of all wrapped up into one. Or I'm sorry, I forget what the third one was. That last episode of Star Trek broke me and made me so deeply unhappy, and I was so annoyed by it that I changed the format of my show. On Fridays, we're going to just, like, do other things. Today is your day to catch up with Strange New Worlds. We'll talk about it a little tomorrow, but making other people watch that show, like, ugh. First of all, you don't want to watch it alone, but you're a bad friend if you make other people watch it.
I won't make you watch. But it was crap.
Is it like crap on part the rest of the season, or is it still in free fall? Like, it's found its level, trash?
I think it's still in free fall.
So, wow, by episode 5 or 6, we could be seeing the stupidest shit ever. Like, they could be hanging out in a writer's room at a soundstage. They'd be like,
well, we
Captain,
still-
I believe we're in 2023 on a soundstage with no set.
We still have the episode coming up where they cross over with that stupid cartoon. So
I've seen the outtake of the episode. The cartoon voices stand there. The part that I saw was in the transporter room. I think they're doing it cheap and low effort because they won't pay their other writers. This is a Ponzi scheme. Here's a question, Deej. How many fucking executive producers this time? Did we make it to 22, or are we still stuck at 21?
I think there was only like 19.
Wow, they got by in a shoestring, so nobody else got to dip their fingers in it. This is how they waste all that money. It's a Ponzi scheme where they just call up their friends. If you look at Rings of Power, it's the same it's the same people who are producers. And a lot of these bad shows, it's the same 21 guys. Like Kyle Bradstreet, I think his name is, something like that. He's an executive producer and sometimes director on SNW. He's a Secret Wars guy. It's the same executive producers as Secret Wars.
Took his head off.
I don't care if you mean the zombie that I can't see you fighting, or if you mean Kyle Bradstreet.
I was fighting a zombie. I shot him in the head with an arrow, and his head popped off.
If only, right? Captain Fandom Nerds with the reaction I expected. Oh, great. Don't worry, buddy. We have each other and maybe Appion. There was a dictator in the Omega Glory. Oh, come on, Darren. I'm not adult. There was no dictator. Maybe you want to say that Captain Tracy was the dictator? Right, he's there 4 or 5 days. He's a usurper. I would say this, the least interesting Mad Captain we see in TOS. They put a lot more depth than everyone else. Captain Tracy is just evil because he's bad.
Oh, but I'm sure Salty Trekker will love this episode, so there's that.
The Salty Trekker tends to dislike New Trek, I'm sure, right?
No, he's been loving Strange New Worlds.
Are we pals with him and he's just kind of likes it, or is he like one of the endorsers on the other side of the fandom?
He used to be like one of us, and I don't know what happened, but now he just loves all this shit.
I know it happened. Ladies and gentlemen, New Trek, not even once. Oh, you have to be superior intellect to absorb the stupidity of New Trek. And what happened is much like what happened on Saving Star Trek. From watching New Trek, a crew member has gone mad. You've got to leave them at the Tantalus colony. They have technology there that can help them. The first episode, Darren Wagner says, this was the first episode where I was kinda liked Artegas. I'm going to assume she acts less adversarial because she's an asshole all the time, and they give her the "I dare you to think I'm cute" haircut. And if I saw someone like her, like if my girlfriend had like the hair of La'an, right, the other helmsman, and showed up looking like Melissa Navia's haircut on that show, I'd be like, baby, let's go to the shrink. Why do you want to harm yourself, baby? Let's see, Darren Wagner. Salty Trekker can be relied upon to take the precisely wrong take on pretty much anything. Let's sign him up as a writer for the show. That's their job.
No, we can't. I cannot. No, if he wrote an episode of Trek, it would. I would want to get pitchforks and knives and. No, we'll have a triple timeline. We'll have. Oh,
Yeah, Salty is this one that thinks there's a triple timeline.
A triple timeline. Let me think on this one for a
Triple
second. I'm up to about 11 timelines with Star Trek. We got Prime continuity. We have Kelvin continuity, so that's 2, right? So we have mirror continuity in everyone, so that's 2 more because there's a different mirror. There, I think we are actually just watching through a mirror darkly Star Trek anyway. So that's 4 right there. 3 seasons of Picard that don't relate to each other. That's 3 new timelines right there. That's 7. 4 seasons of Discovery that don't relate to each other and have hostility towards the other seasons. That's 11. Lower Decks, that's 12. Prodigy, that's 13. No show can get into episode 11 acknowledging its previous episode 10. Their stories implode, and it's the end of all things every time. I mean, if Salty Nerd could just set up a genocide story, he would get that if he agreed to use only 3 cast members, have no budget, and use the existing sets. Because that's what they're doing.
Go outside here, kill this stupid zombie that's somewhere.
Now, Deej is using the vaunted nose smell is 90% of taste method to hunt the zombie. He's trying to find the smell of rotting flesh.
You gotta love the smell of rotting flesh in the morning.
You know what? Yeah, smells like rotting flesh.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Darren Wagner, her haircut is just awful. Just blend that fucking thing, you know? No, the haircut is the whole character. In fact, the trailer for this season was her zipping off the hair that made sense. And then she goes and confronts Pike. Did Pike get treated like a fucking infant by the whole crew again? Or was he in it enough to tell?
You'll just have to watch.
Do I have to? DJ, that's
Yes,
such a mean thing to say. I thought we were friends.
You're just gonna have to watch, damn it.
Let's just see. Darren Wagner in your chat says, the funny thing about A Private Little War was that it ended unresolved. It was one of those attempts to make people think about the Vietnam War, but it didn't have the balls to take a stand. Actually, Darren, I'm going to slightly disagree with you. You're right about everything up until it didn't have the balls. First of all, Kirk says it's the right thing to do, so it took a stand. In fact, everyone else is the ones that are like, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you? We can't do this. But once they find out the Klingons have their fingers into it and the Organian treaty's off the table, Kirk does decide that he's not going to let one side get wiped out. And here's the thing, that episode's in 1967. The Vietnam War, the Tet Offensive began like the week of the episode. No one really knew the lay of the land. It wasn't like they made it in 1972 where we'd been losing for 5 straight years in Vietnam. It was up in the air. So the episode, in my opinion, Darren, and good thought, the episode gives you observation and commentary, which is what Star Trek used to do. Now you get a morality tale and instruction, which is not what Star Trek's
I got to interrupt here for a second. I am taking a
I'm
short
good.
little mute. I have to go to Geologia now, and so try not to.
Thanks for the
Be too
announcement.
mean.
Appreciate it.
Try not to be too mean.
Everybody's
You're in
got that
charge,
lovely
LDG.
picture.
You're in charge now, LDG.
I'm in charge?
You're in charge now.
Shit. Wow.
I'm ranking officer on this ship, and I demand that I be put in control.
And as my very first act as official acting captain of
I'm
the show,
getting booted.
I ban tennis balls forever. You will never see tennis balls on this channel again. And I'll make sure I
Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Bounce, 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 bounce. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Bounce, 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 bounce. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Tennis ball, throw it against the wall. Helps me forget about my cancer.
What the actual fuck did I just see?
exactly. Thank you. That was Deej. I should have waited a couple seconds for him to actually go.
Did
to
he
the
have some
bathroom.
fun with it? Is that a fake PSA, or did he find something that bad? Because I believe that Madison Avenue could give us that.
I don't know. I remember doing the video for him. I don't remember where.
Oh well,
he
if
got
you guys
the clip
created
from.
it, certainly it's not a real commercial. But
No.
it's real enough to be believed.
I
I can believe
didn't
it.
create it. Yeah, it was. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I think it's kind of. I think it's real. Or something.
That is the kind of misguided stuff that we get today, right? Even commercial, like I feel bad for anyone who has to watch TV who's unhappy with their weight, their hairline, who might have a chronic disease. They're like, "Your chronic disease, it's no big deal. Take this pill." And you see people running around having a great time like you can have with a chronic disease with all sorts of money that you wouldn't have if you had to pay for that medicine. If you're not allowed to do it in a beer commercial, why should we show people doing things in commercials for prescription drugs that you can't do if you take the drugs? It's like you want to grow your hair back and have no social life for a couple $100 a month. You can just sit at home with a great head of hair.
Now, LDG, you should have gave me at least a minute before
I said that.
I got away
said
from
that. Yes, I should have.
And we can see now that our gaming point of view is back. We are back in the town from The Walking Dead. We're looking for the governor.
I already killed the governor.
This is not the Walking Dead sponsored game, though, right? It's
No.
basically the same thing, though.
It's 7 days to die, even though it's turned into 21 days to die.
You didn't manage to do it in the 7 days. I love it. Well, hey, it's on sale on Steam. Is that where you're playing it?
Yeah, I bought my copy years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've heard of this game before. So who's coming to Saving Star Trek Con?
Not me.
But it's only right across the street from New York Comic Con at the Dive Bar. If you go to Comic Con, you can go to Saving Star Trek Con for free.
I don't even have the money to cross the street, let alone to go to.
That's actually my problem too right now. God, that is one messy road. How many people got turned into pizza on this road?
Yeah, well, there's one right there.
I like that during the daylight you're still exercising good bicycle etiquette by leaving that headlight on.
Oh, that was my helmet light.
Ah,
I don't have a light on the bicycle.
I bet this game gives good helmet.
It does. Looks like I got a big hill to climb here soon.
Metaphorically, or?
Oh, I'm looking up at the road up ahead, and there's a house on top of the hill I should go look at.
Darren Wagner has said, through a mirror incompetently. I so agree. Darren's pretty right on. A private little war did not take a stand. That's how it got in the air in the first place. I think it got on the air because they don't say the word Vietnam. Their stand is the same stand as the United States, which was sort of could be called a non-stand. Their stand was simply, we're not going to lose and we're not going to let the Klingons take over this planet. But Kirk was emotionally affected, just like the Americans were apparently emotionally affected. You know, they wanted to... most people didn't agree with the Vietnam War, but thought we should win. I consider it observation and commentary. Darren Wagner, you can't be wrong about your own opinion. So, have at it. You can't be wrong. My take is just my take. No one gets scolded by me.
Gotta say, I like the shots inside the shuttle pod. This week's episode.
Here and there, there's some good... Episode 1 was not a good show, but it was well edited, well directed, and well put together. Episode 2 is just like, whew! We don't know how she went from one dimension to another. The dream within a dream starts out of nowhere. The time travel was so sloppily done. She has some sort of weird device to get back, but it was sloppy as all hell. I guess that's the new standard, though, because in Dial of Destiny, Indiana Jones is chasing a train with a motorcycle, and they don't bother showing how he gets on. It's just like musical cue, and then the next thing we know, he's just on that train.
With his hat back.
Yeah, his hat like respawns out of like a bag because he's running around in a Yahtzee uniform for a while. And what's really weird, the scene where he knocks out a Yahtzee to take their car, and then two other Yahtzees get right in. It's as dumb as Obi-Wan Kenobi with the overcoat. It's really dumb.
Okay, so we have this house on the hill.
We have moved to a dirt road now, and we have what appears to be a small home. This is kind of like the home where what was that? Who was that crotchety old piece of shit who had the two hot daughters? Herschel. This is kind of like Herschel's house.
I found the desert. Where is the desert? If I got high enough, I could find things.
Speaking of which,
It's time to eat breakfast here. Let's have a cup of breakfast.
it's fucking 90 in New York today.
I thought all that smoke from Canada would at least keep you cooler.
We don't have that today. We either have it or we don't. So far, we gotten it 1.5 days, and it was the day we had it was fucked. You wouldn't believe how fast that happens. No, it's 53 AQI rating right now, and it's in the yellow gold level, so it's still fine. This is normal for today. I guess the smoke blew in another direction. What shocked me was that it took only 100 minutes to go from what looked like heavily overcast to bright orange sky where you couldn't see anything. It happened so quickly. And come on, people, smash those like and follow buttons. Can we get a couple more likes for Deej?
No, they don't like me.
It's not his fault I'm here.
Well, it is because I let you up. Technically, it is my fault. And there's Chief Cook. Hello, Chief.
Hey, hey, Deej.
Hey, Chief.
Hey, hey, guys.
It's cool that your handle is the default or term that I use to call people I don't know anyway.
I saw you was online, so I thought I'd jump in and say hi.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get that episode of Star Trek out of my head, so I'm killing zombies.
Oh yeah, I just got to watch about 5 minutes ago.
So you're killing. Basically, you're killing the writers in effigy by killing zombies.
Yeah, yeah. So it don't make no sense.
Again. So we're 4 hours into this story without a shred of fucking sense. Wow. I'm sure next week is the week they'll turn it around. It'll be great.
I'm waiting for that they got to show the episode between the boiler and what's the name for the thing. This got to be it.
You're talking about the lower decks crossover.
Yeah.
I honestly think they're gonna beam over, hand them something, and leave, or we're gonna see them on archival footage because aren't they 200 years in the future from this show?
Well, I don't know
Their TNG timeline.
Yeah, but they get you saying since all the show being canceled, it's not canon. So I don't know.
Their show's still on. It's Prodigy that was canceled.
Oh, Prodigy was canceled. Oh, Prodigy. Okay.
Yeah, you know which honestly, I hate to say this, if you hate the new Trek, Prodigy being canceled is bad news because that's the show they were going to get in trouble on because it was for children. They were going to start saying some stuff that. Let's just say if the storylines and writers for that show had a beard, it would be amazingly well kept, and everyone knows what I mean.
Well, let me tell you what happened to me. You know, I went to a
go for it. I don't fucking care.
I went to a Star Trek convention last week, and I talked to Geisha McFadden. She Dr. Crusher, and I was trying to explain this to what's the name? Andy Star Trek over there, but he didn't want to listen to nobody as usual. So I was trying to explain. So I asked her, what's her experience or what's her opinion on all the Star Trek stuff. We couldn't film it because she still get that money, that got the zero check. So, but we had to do a Q&A thing. So what she said is, they know what's going on. They know they pissed fans off. They all the shows are not making any money because when I went to the convention, you don't see no Star Trek stuff, nothing, even from the old days, no uniform, no nothing. They worry about the money, and that's what she said is going on. She bought stuff point fingers at people, hurt people. But she said they hurt us, and now they scared. They're scared all of us. They're scared, the shows.
Were the
You know,
Gorn in this one? Because they set up the Gorn in episode 1 and
No,
then just
no
forgot
Gorn.
about it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
predict they show up in the final episode because we saw a Gorn attack ship is moving. They don't have an AI to tell them that it crossed their border, and they just Captain April, walking stereotype. He
yeah,
did not do his job and look at the computer screen. That's really his only job is to keep the Federation safe.
yeah. What I was gonna say was, you know, it's writing. The show says the writing, and that's what on the show is. Nobody know how to fucking write anything.
It's
That's
usually 21 writers, 12 to 15 named characters. I'm sorry, 21 producers, maybe a dozen named characters, and one sometimes 2 writers. So there's no editing or redrafting going on whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they broke season 1 into 2 seasons. That's how little they care. So so season 2 and season 3 are the same season and the same budget.
Yeah.
That's why the excuse is we'll only be around half the time. I have to do homework.
Yeah, because she said was when if y'all remember when Picard came out, everybody from CJ was pissed off, and she said she would never be on that show, no matter what. And I guess Patrick Stewart basically begged her to come on, and she said they promised as long as they get a chance to what do you call have influence or something in part. And like it did, and they finally did it. So, but she said they don't know what clue they doing. Everybody broke out laughing, but you're right. They don't know jack about Star Trek, and so and you can tell this episode as well. How can you use your memory, but you remember how to drive the ship? You use your memory.
Hello,
Yeah.
Philip.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah. So it's
Hey,
just,
Phil.
So what you're saying is the only thing they knew how to do was take one season, split it into 2, use half a budget to make a show badly, and it's again a lot of talking, a lot of doing
Mama
nothing.
Jumbo, yeah, Mama Jumbo.
By the way, did they show you anything and then tell you? Do they handhold you again? Do they show, tell, and then tell and
No.
tell and tell and tell?
No.
So do they not show and only tell because they have no money? They're like, oh my god, look at that that incredible visual that we're not going to show the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times.
And plus, they took this crazy idea from TNG. What's that in the episode? Condom, where that show is, where they lost their memory as well. And they had
Is that the one where only Data knows what happened?
No, the episode where everybody got that memory swap. And Worf take control of the ship.
Oh, that's the one with Mr. McDuff, and they're like,
McDuff.
and Worf
yeah.
is like, I must be in charge because I have the most decorations. And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, that makes sense. And he's like, I'm the smartest, I suppose. I'm the science
Yeah.
officer.
Yeah, they took that idea and mixed it with Talos 4 crap and some other shit, and that was it. Like, what? That's how they do. Take ideas from previous shows and come and make some shit.
I'm forced to agree. I mean, I haven't seen them do anything original that didn't involve like circling around. Like the only original ideas they have is when they introduce nothing. So their originality is like an hour of just vapid plot circling.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Now the premise of the show is named Strange New World. Okay.
Yeah.
When are they gonna explore Strange New World?
Well, last week they went to Earth in 2023. You don't think that that's strange and new? The only old familiar planet to humans is the one they went to.
Yeah. But
The show's title is a fucking lie.
well, the original title was gonna be Enterprise. To somebody remind them that it was already taken. I know that. Yeah, the original series was gonna call Star Trek Enterprise.
I don't believe in mistakes or coincidences anymore. Like when Taika Waititi said he wanted Natalie Portman to be in Star Wars, that wasn't a mistake. I consider that a test balloon.
Mhm.
I think that, and they saw people not reacting well to it, and so maybe it doesn't happen. But because there are clones of Padme, that means that you could insert Natalie Portman into any Disney Star Wars show. There's somebody at the right age to be her in the Mandoverse. You can de-age her to be in the Obi-Wan timeline. I have a horrible feeling we're going to getting more of that. Maybe a Riva show. I think the best show ever would be Riva versus Star Trek Legacy for control of Jurassic Kingdom.
Well, I don't think Legacy won't happen. I think Legacy is like a chance in hell.
They are trying and agitating for it, and what they do is if you have a new show on the verge of coming out, that must mean your other shows are doing well. It's a sophisticated deception operation, in my opinion.
Yeah, what they worry about? What they worry about the fan? That's the problem. They're trying to see well. This is the last show. Okay, all shows count besides Lower Decks. Okay, which I think Lower Decks one we counts anyway. The last two decks, last two shows here. Now, as usual, they're not showing us any resonance, any money, or anywhere. So, if this show, Strange New World, is going to be a success, they got to pick up the ratings. So that's what everybody worry about, and that what she was talking about. He said they are worried about what their money because they're not getting any franchises. I mean, no commercials or anything like that. It's no commercials. You're not selling shirts and T-shirts and all that stuff. They're not showing any money of that.
Don't you think it's because well, yes, there is no merch for this show. You can find it here and there. Like, if you really want to find it and you go to Amazon and you just search and search and search, you'll be able to say, like, ha, I found the Star Trek Discovery Com badge. But you know what? That company that made that is out of business because of that contract. Have fun with your Eagle Moss models, ladies and gentlemen. You can thank New Trek for destroying that.
Yeah, and I used to subscribe to it used to be called Star Trek Communication. Now they changed the name to Star Trek Explorer. Okay.
Our friend Stephen Ransom, who we wish well to and love, he called it a Dracula IP.
Yeah.
I think it's true. It's just
Hey, Bert.
It's just jumping life off of other people.
Yeah, so Deej is rebooting right now, guys. I can't put any chat
Ladies
on
and gentlemen, in the chat, we
screen.
have a really amazing YouTuber who everybody should join as soon as he's back up. And I saw yesterday's or Wednesdays. Was it Wednesday? I caught up with Bird of Prey 5 via his...
the Great Bird. What's that bird?
The Great Bird of the Galaxy, whose link is about to be in the chat. Everybody, please follow this great YouTuber. He has one of the better YouTube channels. He's one of the nicer guys on there. He doesn't play games.
What?
Bop 5.
Bird of 5. Big Bird of 5.
If no one minds, I'm going to put his link into the chat.
Yeah, okay.
Something
Okay, Bird. I forgot to ask Bird, what's your opinion on the show? I know you saw it, so we get it. 0, 2 out of 5.
This is very disturbing. This is very disturbing.
Yeah. I can hear him screaming.
Bird, if you're up to it, it would be great to talk to you. But if you're not, we totally understand.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed over that situation.
Yeah. Deej is trying to get it rebooted.
Yeah, he's getting rebooted right now. He'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Bird.
Don't worry, you won't be
Phil.
stuck with us much longer.
Yeah. What's up, Darren?
Darren's still in the
Regg's in
chat.
the house.
I've been in the backstage for 15 minutes. What do you mean you've been in the backstage for 15 minutes?
We can't
Oh,
let
I
you
do
in. We'll let as soon as Deej is back, he will let you in.
downstairs.
We
Okay,
don't.
not the underground.
I don't have the ability. Maybe LDG does, but I don't. Sorry.
No, I don't.
Deej.
He removed his
Bird,
ability.
give it
I
2
used to
minutes.
have the ability. I had the power. Not the power anymore, though.
I got the power. All right, I'll tell you what, Deej. Deej will be back. Bop 5. I'm sure everyone wants to hear from you. If you have a couple of minutes, just chill out. Why don't you go over to the replicator? In fact, now that I'm getting ready to watch Strange New Worlds, I'm gonna go over to my replicator. Computer, Syntha heroin, please. It's much like regular heroin, but its effects are easily dismissed. I needed it before I watched New Trek.
You sure it's not cocaine? You found no cocaine?
I don't want time to seem to go by slower while I watch it. I won't nod off if I use Synthacoke. But
No, so I'm halfway through. No, I take that back. I'm 12 minutes in on the new episode that dropped. I've been playing and stopping it, but I'll get there. I did like the.
Are you
Pluto
saying it's
reference.
impossible to get through? Like it's infuriating?
No,
or you're
I'm just really busy.
Okay.
I wish I'm just really freaking busy.
Because like She-Hulk was that way. About every 3 or 4 minutes, I had to stop it, walk away, compose
Oh
myself.
God.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Picard for
God.
me.
Well, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we got the She-Hulk episode of Strange New Worlds where we had girl boss lawyer show up and they're like, "You're guilty.
Yeah.
Our laws give us no choice." And they're like, "However, we're going to change our constitution." That's like, it's like, you know what? We didn't like what you said about overthrowing the government, but freedom of speech isn't that important, so we're going to throw it out. We're going to put you in jail so that you know. So the basic tenet of the Federation is you're not supposed to power up like they do in Strange New Worlds.
Oh yeah, God. Hey, is anybody watching what's that Nick Fury thing? Secret Invasion. Anybody watching that?
I've watched 2 episodes. Boy, is it bad.
Nope. Oh jeez.
Not touching it.
It's a view repulsor.
She-Hulk.
Oh my God.
Kapla!
Damn. That show is so
Hey,
bad. What's up?
Bird, how are you?
Bird.
And there's Deej.
Yeah. Birdman.
Bird might have gone AFK while he was waiting to be brought on. We're just waiting for his pattern to form on the transporter pad. I'm going to check the Heisenberg couplings and the buffers.
Compensator.
Yeah, the Heisenberg compensator. I
Compensator.
think
Hello
this,
world, it's Birdo Prey 5.
There we go.
Couple.
Couple.
Oh my god.
I was so happy to see that you were at least back home. How's your energy level, pal?
That's low.
I'm sorry. So you
Under
spared yourself.
9,000?
Were you okay until you watched Strange New Worlds, or are you just skipping that for today?
I was just skipping it for now. I still never finished technically last week's.
Well, I'll tell you this, B.
Do a catch up of 3 episodes at once next time or something. That's all you got to do. There's no information goes from week to week. I've noticed. Sorry, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Bird. When you watch it, make sure you have a strong drink with you. You're gonna
Bird. To do anything on the show now, it's exactly as I had said a couple of years ago. They have to go through 3 different jumps of realities to do a story because their plot is so cumbersome. In episode 3, we go to a different dimension, we travel time, and we also go to like they layer on like 3 different
I
reasons.
saw the majority of 3, so
Isn't it good to know that Khan and Kirk are now an item? Wait till they find her frozen grandpa.
Oh yeah, I can't wait that happen. Oh yeah.
Well, come on. They're technically not item because it didn't happen because it was in the past and that was wiped out.
And a different Kirk who dies like a chump.
Yeah, but when he find, but if they don't do this time thing right, where
They're not.
a couple years,
They
I
won't.
know.
Well, at the end of the episode, that's Bird. I don't know about this about you, but I've noticed that we wrap up most episodes with "It was all a dream and it just didn't happen." So don't worry about it. Here we go for next week's shipping.
I was talking about Space Seed. If it leads up to Space Seed, which I think they're going to recreate it, that Pike meet Khan in the future.
Yeah, why not take away Kirk's greatest accomplishment? Why should Captain Kirk find and defeat the most evil supervillain?
Yeah.
He's got girls to chase.
Yeah, I think this will guy. I think somehow they're gonna find him, and instead of Kirk, send him out to what's it, Seeking Alpha 5? Yeah, Seeking Alpha 5.
SETI Alpha 5.
Yeah, I think Pike will try to kill him or something, so they can do something like that. I can see that right there.
Bird, any thoughts on the meta of this show? The episodes you've seen so far, or ready to nail Jello to a wall? Tell our friends about what it's like to watch this show.
yeah, definitely I would say got worse for me this season than even last season.
Do you believe the rumor that they're filming 2 seasons on a 1-season budget? Because I'm more than convinced after what I've seen. More than convinced. Half the cast is not in any
Certainly.
episode.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. Especially last week's episode, which was
Whoa, the
made
straight
it, yeah, just shot like a police.
procedural, except it didn't make
Procedural.
sense. They
Like
they
Law
did
and
not.
Order.
Well, the
Law
thing
and
is,
Order.
Law and Order has been on TV for over 30 years, right? And the best Star Trek ever did was 7. So they're like, well, if we make it really dark murder mystery and hire people who've been fired by SVU until their show works. So like Michelle Hurd, part of the seasons that didn't work on SVU, the show jumps up 3 levels. They don't show the reruns of her seasons. That's how long ago and not SVU it is. I've rarely seen a rerun of any of her episodes.
I didn't know that. Wow. No, I can't wait. If they had the balls, the CBS put Strange New Worlds at least once the first season on their network and see what happens.
It's not network quality. It's not balls. They're humiliated.
Yeah, I know. I know they were humiliated when Discovery came on. Discovery came on network and it's in a tank.
Bird will get this one. Bird, you know, like in some parts of Queens, people have a car just to get to the train, but it's never a good car. It's kind of a humiliating car. It's like an AMC Pacer.
Yeah.
This show is like a station car. You use it to get from point A to point B. You park it at the very front of your driveway. You kind of garage. You don't want anyone to see this car, but you don't care if someone breaks into it at the train station. That's where we're at with this show.
Yeah, that's fair. Although they certainly want to think that it's good. I mean, they're not saying, "I'll just take this and leave it alone and don't bother us. Here's your show." They definitely want to go out and pretend that this is quality track.
Oh, in their minds, they're giving us peak Trek, and they're able to point fingers at us and wag them and say things like, you say that the show isn't good, but we have a woman in a cat suit, so you must truly be sexist. To which I say, no, it's a lot closer to Deej's bunny suit. It's actually the most unflattering cat suit. And as good as she looks, the episodes where she's not in that cat suit, she looks a lot better. She's pretty, but that cat suit was made to check off a box that said cat suit. You want to see a cat suit, watch Enterprise. Check out this actress called Jolene Blaylock. And Bird of Prey 5 definitely has the best open to his show. He's the only one of us who has an actual person from actual real Star Trek introduced the show. I don't know how you pulled that one off, but that's an amazing beginning.
They pulled it off with cameo.
Nicole DeBoer. I had a funny feeling. I didn't want to say it, but I was leaving it to you to embellish. Nicole comes by sometimes. We like.
And there's actually more than just her from Star Trek on that opener.
I've only seen the part with her. Maybe I was late, but I did enjoy it. And
you got Gowron and Martok, J.G. Hertzler, and Robert O'Reilly. At the beginning, they say, "Hail Kuroga."
Yes, and we still don't know exactly what Kuroga is. We just know that it's transcendentally related to Kuroga, New York, where there is a beautiful lake.
Indeed.
Hail on Kuroga. Death to Kuroga. Death to Turkestan.
As much as Captain Foley wishes himself to be, he is not a Star Trek actor.
No. Is he a voice actor for one of the cartoons?
No.
No, Captain Foley just is a cartoon.
Okay, he's his own cartoon. So I'm a little out of it on that one. I'm in the Star Trek rabbit hole. I'm also trying to close a knowledge gap of something like 250 episodes. I'm almost halfway through with Voyager. The show's quality has picked up, but I gotta say, one thing that Voyager has that these new shows don't is when they're doing something weird, some really great Star Trek music starts to happen, which helps the show along. They don't help themselves out. There are no musical cues in Strange New Worlds. It's like watching a soap opera.
One thing about the difference between Voyager and Strange New World is they know Star Trek.
One is Star Trek and one is not.
Yeah, and one knows Star Trek. I mean, what should we talk about? Much of I've been talking about bad how Rick Berman did, but Rick Berman knew Star Trek.
Let me ask you, does everyone else... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Okay. Yeah, he knew what he do. He knew how to produce the show. He knew he had good writers who could write the series. You
Pay
know,
somebody to write a theme song that gets you amped to explore the final frontier.
yeah,
I'm always amped after the Voyager theme. It might be Jerry Goldsmith's best
yeah,
Star Trek theme.
yeah. He didn't. No, he had 20 writers or 30 writers or 30 producers, something like that. It was just
Yeah, it's the
three people.
producers. They only have like one writer per show. There's no one to reread the script and be like, this mistake needs to happen. And
Yeah.
we do things like in Picard season 3. It's hard to tell when these terrible writers are joking, but maybe Bird, do you remember this one? We need data to retrieve the data from the data core.
I remember that.
You
Yeah.
couldn't say we need data to retrieve vital information from the computer. They don't have a thesaurus laying around.
What they
That
had,
could
like,
be
well,
so many new Trek episodes.
you know, they had Michael Huller, you had Ron D. Moore, Ira, Brandon Bryan. I mean, we already know the names who did Star Trek. We don't know any people who run anything in the Star Trek TV series.
I know that the same people are running Secret Wars and both shows suck. It's the same executive producers.
Yeah.
I think the trick is this. If you executive produce, it means that you wrote some part of some episode. So you have to be part of every episode so that people can call you up and be like, that dead end episode that went nowhere that you wrote, here's your check for it. We don't have any questions because we're not going to do it. We're again going to lampshade our story 3 levels deep. Connie, it was just a dream. It was another dimension. They traveled time so that she could have 1 minute. The 1 minute of information in episode 3 is that Connie and Kirk like each other.
And especially Ron Moore, who did Battlestar Galactica, you know, gotta give him credit.
Isn't the rumor that the Voyager pitch meeting got confrontational and some people were like, fuck this, we'll go make Battlestar Galactica because it's the same meta plot?
That's how Ron. That's
Well,
how
it was
Ron Moore.
supposedly it was Year of Hell. Year of Hell was supposed to be a season-long arc that got turned into an episode.
Oh yeah, I know
And
that.
then Ronald D. Moore left to make Battlestar Galactica, which very much runs like Season of Hell would have.
Yeah,
In that over the course of the entire series, the Battlestar takes damage and things go from bad to worse.
We do have an O'Brien-like character on Battlestar Galactica too. Like their chief is also
Chief Dorn. Yeah,
They
Chief
just
Dorn.
but they always call him Chief.
Yeah.
He sometimes has an Asian girlfriend like Chief O'Brien.
Yeah.
And he can unfuck a nuclear explosion a nuclear missile hitting the ship. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty good Scotty type.
Yeah. 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 I remember that.
Oh shit. Okay, I think we've talked Star Trek to death.
Well, I just want to talk about Secret Invasion.
Hell no, I ain't watched any of that, and I'm not going to. Fuck that show.
Yeah.
Originally, the concept was okay, but I'm getting so tired of the Marvel shit anymore.
Well, anybody watch the Indiana Jones movie?
Admiral, that's the only one I know of.
I saw it. It was a good
I'm
movie.
sorry, someone say my name. I just walked away to refresh my cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I was asking did anybody go see Indiana Jones movie?
I didn't pay for it, although you always pay for it. It wasn't worth it, even for free. In fact, if I could say take $25 and erase this movie from my mind, I would.
There you go, LTG. You can ask for a refund.
I got a refund from Rings of Power. I called Amazon and I said this show is offensive, and it said that if I didn't like it, I was a Yahtzee, and I didn't. So since you guys called me that, how come your employees are out there And they're just like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, I'd like to make a specific report for 3 racist employees who made racist and sexist statements in public." And they're like, "Oh my god!" So they transferred me to the complaint department. They're like, "Wait, that's not any JD Payne is no driver we know. There's no driver named Patrick McKay. We don't have an employee named Lindsey Beers." I'm like, "Yes, you do. Perhaps you should read the Washington Post and hear their comments about people who don't like Rings of Power. I was called a Yahtzee by your employees, and I think that means that my Amazon is fucking defective." And they refunded me 2 months of Amazon. And they wrote up those employees in a complaint that I guess went nowhere. But, ladies and gentlemen, pick up your phones, call Amazon, get Amazon Prime on the phone, and just complain to them and suck up some of their customer service time. Unload yourself. I used the person as a shrink. I just went absolutely ballistic about how bad it was. Like, listen, I'm going to yell, but I'm not yelling at you. I'm going to say fuck you, but I'm not going to say it to you. What the fuck is with this show? And the guy was like, "Sir, I'm sorry." I'm like, "The show is offensive." And they're like, "Well, we can't give you a refund on that." Like, what about the fact that they said if you don't like it, you're a Nazi? I don't like it. So what does that make me? What did you guys call me? And they're like, "Ooh, yeah, sorry." Like, how about I was like, "You can either give me my money back or print a retraction in the Washington Post." They're like, "We'll give you your money back."
Yeah, they're not going to sit there and.
But the idea that you can claw back that month's Amazon Prime money, everyone should do it. It works. I did it for both months it was on. All 3 months it was on. I'm like, "Oh, nope, I'm sorry. This bled into this month. I want my fucking money back. This was an insult. An insult." So, by the way, you sell the books that your writers who work for the show say are Nazi propaganda. I bought one for my nephew. What are you calling me there? Should I take The Hobbit back from him? Am I turning him into a supremacist? By the way, he's a Native American and Latino.
Wow.
I feel bad that I can't really introduce my nephew to to Tolkien, and I've had to tell him to stay away from Indiana Jones, one of the things that we bonded over the most. I'm not taking him to see that.
No, just rewatch the old ones when they were good and forget all the rest.
The Lego one is better.
It wasn't. I saw it. It wasn't that bad. I just hate the fact that the special is the first half hour. The special effects is just God, Jesus.
No fucks were given in the making of Rings of Power. The Star Trek Discovery writers with the Star Trek Discovery problems. Maybe Bird of Prey wants to say whether or not he can validate this one, but would you say that the writers of Star Trek Discovery, who became the Rings of Power writers, their specialty is writing dialogue that self-contradicts what they said in the same sentence? Like, they'll say something, and by the end of the sentence, they'll be a liar.
I can say they've done that in Discovery. I don't follow Rings of Power, so I have no idea.
How about this?
What goes on there?
I would just say that, is it a surprise to you that these writers couldn't change their way and that Rings of Power contains a sequence where they have to try to rectify their timeline? So we see 3 days pass for one group of people while, 6 hours pass for the other?
Definitely is consistent with Discovery.
And if somebody says they're your friend, are they ever telling the truth in Discovery?
To be honest, I don't even...
You have to have had a friend to have written Friendship, so these writers can't.
Yeah. Patrick Stewart, when he came out and said they're gonna do Picard, he said, a whole different look on Picard on his life after the Enterprise, and what do we get?
And where is their help for this story? When all these strange things are happening, there's no music stings, there's nothing. I mean, you could listen to the soundtrack of Star Trek: The Doomsday Machine episode, and the whole thing is great. It's like its own suite of music. It's great. This show, what do you got?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Here and there, they'll spare a couple of notes on a piano.
Dun, dun, dun. No, they made audio on what's Star Trek TNG.
Discovery, I think, is the one you talk about where they had Yo-Yo
No,
Ma, right? That terrible beginning.
no. I'm talking about Best of Both Worlds. Okay, that music right there, you can tell what's going on in music. They made a whole little album for that album.
Yeah.
Best of Both Worlds. You don't see none of that Jack in here in these shows.
Well, they lost two things from the show that I consider characters: the music and the ship. The ship is just a ship. The music is barely there.
Yeah, no, the characters ain't there. I mean, it just
There we go. Chief Cook's Bar, Grumpy Pub. How you like that, Chief? We found you a bar.
I just feel terrible that I ruined Captain Fandom Nerd's day. It's like, fuck, now I have to watch Strange New Worlds. I'm sure he's putting bubbles through a bottle. It's like, fuck no. Thomas Potts says it's a boring episode. Well, that fits in with episodes 2 and 3. Really, just deeply boring. It's like Secret War. It's like secret plot. Like we'll roll it out there one day.
I can agree with some how crazy this show is. Okay,
Star Trek or Secret World, Secret Wars, Secret
Uh,
Invasion. Sorry.
Strange New World, episode. Okay, if you remember that scene where they fighting and what's her name? The country where her name? No, where her name is.
Oh, you talk about where they do the performance enhancing drugs and go into Alex Rodriguez mode, and she overpowers and beats down 3 fucking Klingon warriors at once before she polishes off the other 2 to save Dr. Mamangala.
Yeah, and here she couldn't be dead, but she gets split. She gets cut in the stomach. A serious cut. And normally you should be dead by now. So you saw that blood come out.
Yeah, Indiana Jones tanks a bullet to the heart and just kind of keeps going.
Yeah. She gets a cut in the stomach. Normally that's a life threatening right there. She should be dead.
Maybe Bird of Prey, if he's in the mood, can answer this question. Bird of Prey 5, if we could build a functioning time machine, go back in time and destroy the success of movie regarding Henry, would the world be a better place without J.J. Abrams and his ski-ons?
You know, I don't hate the J.J. Abrams films, but what it led to, I wish we could have stopped.
I hate both J.J. Abrams films just because Captain Kirk cheats and lies his way into the captain's chair, setting the standard that the Federation is evil. And one of the things I can't take is this evil Federation. Like, everybody joins this Federation and they're like, I'm doing it to help everyone out. What's the Federation like? Oh, it's xenophobic, racist matriarchy.
There was 3 of them. You said both JJs. There was 3 of them.
There's a third JJ.
What's the yeah? What's the third?
You can't forget Beyond.
Beyond wasn't
that's not a JJ movie.
J.J. Abrams.
I still count it as a JJ movie because it's the same.
It's the
freaking
JJ
universe.
timeline.
By the way, if they had been able to continue, that movie was bad, but it was tracking back to a normal setting. Like Kirk, while he's too world weary, he's 25 years ahead on his world weariness. They had to put that in there because everyone in Star Trek has to always want to quit because the Federation is always so evil. But at least in that movie, for the most part, once the plot kicks in, he's only brave. He only wants to help people. We don't go to a planet to explore, but we go to a planet. It's like very rare on Star Trek to go to a planet. And Spock doesn't have too many. He only has one meltdown, and he's in a lot of pain. Instead of a meltdown every 5 minutes on screen. Uhura is smart. Chekhov is loyal. I mean, they kind of act like we remember, but the story is still bad. Anyone want to weigh in on that? As far as Beyond? What do you think, Bird of Prey? You seem to be least harsh on the movies. Was Into Darkness maybe trying to track back to normality?
Okay, Beyond was the third.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Beyond. Were they trying to track back to something normal? Like Simon Pegg was aware of the problems. It felt like.
I know this is again an unpopular opinion amongst those who even enjoy JJ films, because a lot of people think the third movie is the best.
I love that you have to be totally in the dark to think that's a good JJ movie. But go ahead.
Well, they think it's the best of the three.
It is the best of the three. The second one is the worst.
See, again, I disagree.
You're a great Star Trek intellect, and you're allowed to have your opinion. I never tell anyone they're wrong.
I like the second one a lot better than the third. I know it's the same story, perhaps, just told the opposite. But I feel like it's the way the universe has of working out like it should, that's okay. That's why Kirk dies instead of Spock, that someone still dies. I don't feel like that's a negative.
There was a one for one exchange, but then we cut out 1 2.5 hour movie to resurrect the person who died in 2 minutes. And the reason that they were chasing Khan was because they needed his blood, but there were 71 more blood samples on the ship that they could have taken. So Bones is stupid as shit.
The movie was too long. And I do think they could have cut it back.
The death scene was ineffective, mostly, because we could feel him coming back. They were just like, And beat for beat the same.
Well, I think the reality is, no matter who died, we all knew they were coming back.
I think the reality is we all died a little in that stupid movie.
There we go.
That too.
Hey, LDG.
And hello, Cinnabon.
Freaking haters.
So long.
Cinnabon.
Yeah, tell me about it. I bet you Cinnabon. Were you down there longer than me?
What?
I was down there for like 10 minutes.
Been here for 2 hours since the stream started.
Oh my God.
Did you see anything in the transporter stream?
He hasn't been sitting below for 2 hours.
God,
I don't
there
know.
for 6 hours. What the hell is going on?
2 minutes in our time is 6 hours to our friend Cinnabons.
I'm just suffering through these damn crashes.
What crashes?
His computer's acting up.
That, and it said when I logged in this last time, there was 2 Cinnabon servers going.
Probably because you guys are such Star Trek haters that the universe is just taking revenge.
Mirror universe.
I think what happened was the transporter has split Cinnabons in 2, but I'm not sure which version we have.
Apparently the sane one, because I'm tired of you haters all the time talking smack about the greatest movie maker, J.J. Abrams.
The irony runs deep. The irony runs deep.
Wow.
And he's tired of us making fun of the big fat D that can fly through a damn Borg cube like it's an X-wing going through a Death Star.
Yeah. We did some quick calculations on that. That Borg cube is no smaller than the moon and more likely the size of Earth. So those spikes coming off it were hundreds of miles in diameter, and the scale was just wrong when they showed it. Honestly, it was no big deal to maneuver. There was no big deal. Yeah, it was no big deal to go through that ship with the Enterprise. And by the way, one thing that I didn't hear anyone mention when they on anyone's Independence Day streams was this: at the end of ID4, we know more about those aliens than we ever get on the First Order. Just wanted to say that.
You know, like, let's just say one thing, right? One freaking thing. If they had a Borg city ship like that,
moon ship,
I mean, first contact, hello. That's all you had to send.
It was visible.
There was no way
well,
that was getting blown up.
It broke my
the way the cube was.
It broke my Star Trek rule of their tech level can't be below ours. So right now, with an analog telescope, you'd be able to see that Borg cube in the storm on Jupiter.
Oh yeah, it was as big as the frickin'
It was big as the storm.
red giant.
Yeah. So it was visible from Earth. If you have really good vision, possibly with the naked eye, but definitely with the most. Galileo knew about the storm. Saw it form, I believe. He's the one who died. Was it Galileo or Da Vinci who said, "Hey, now there's a storm on this planet. It wasn't there last week." The storm starts like 300 years ago, right?
Yep.
I thought the Borg ship was hiding in the cloud and it came out.
It was hiding at the edge of the cloud. It was hiding at the edge of the cloud, so they wouldn't have to render the clouds or the cube. So all you see is the clouds slowly moving over it. I would just point out the wind is 500 miles an hour in that storm. So physics.
But one thing I just don't get it. How in the hell? I saw the series, but still, the what do you call it? The changeling work side by side with the Borg. Really? That's the scratch on the head.
Well, I mean,
I don't care they renegades. I don't care they renegades or whatever. You really gonna sit there and go side by side with the Borg? And or anything.
The Borg don't negotiate unless you're in a Delta Quadrant. Then they're open to a few ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Resistance is futile unless you're Janeway.
Hey, look, that zombie died and left me a bag, and I didn't even do anything to it. Scared of me.
Well, at least they could have found some renegade Jemadar or something, but work with the Borg.
I've seen the Borg act dumber, but only on the episode of Voyager where they're trying to assimilate some kind of space squid, and it's just like, these are the dumbest Borg I've ever seen until this last one.
I honestly don't understand why everybody just doesn't stick it back to Metalis and just call it the Metalis timeline.
Oh, he would love that. He's not self-aware enough to be embarrassed. He knows no shame.
You know, y'all, I hear too many people saying the same thing, and it's like, who the fuck cares what they call it?
And I love the critical drinker, but let's be clear. He was told to stay sober that day, and after like 5 hours, he's like, I just have to ditch out and go to the bathroom. It'll be fine. And he just like chugged the toilet duck right before they watched the movie, and he's like, after seeing 6 episodes, it'll be fine. He's not really culpable for saying it was a good show because he only saw half. Other people have a lot more to answer for. I won't name anybody, but since Critical Drinker didn't do anything that bad, I can name him.
Oh.
I still trust him for the most part. Some other people did a lot to their reputations by saying this was good.
We do have a good series this month, though. In the month of my birthday, we're getting Futurama back.
How dare you not be born during Pride Month? That's just bigoted. Your mother held off until July?
I was born on the day Bruce Lee died.
I was born on the night of the Stonewall riots. I have 2 fathers, and one of them was there wearing a police uniform. It's not as non-hetero as it sounds.
Yeah, but remember, Adolf Hitler died the same day Chuck Norris was born.
You know what? I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here while you talk bad about the man who killed Hitler.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's coincidence. I think not.
No, coincidence is his birthday is 4/20. That blows my mind.
That is a coincidence.
That's a coincidence if you ever heard one. And the plumbers are here. Right here, buddy. You're going past the house. Over here. Thank you. All right, guys. I'm going to have to mute for a second. Got some people.
Plumbers, would you clog the toilet again?
I got a guy here that's going to clean my pipes.
Woo!
Which means he's getting a colonoscopy, folks.
I hate the prep for that.
LDG's going to have his bumhole rotor-rooted, folks.
Ugh. So, well, I mean, same thing's going to happen to me. I got to watch Strange New Worlds.
Greatest show ever.
Oh, yeah.
The writers are like, don't worry. Yeah, Last week's episode of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds was the worst episode of Star Trek until this week's episode of Star Trek. I'm sure
It
that
was
they will.
incredible. That was the best writing we've seen since the original series.
You know what was written better? The Star Trek games me and my friends used to play as children with our toy phasers behind my friend's garage. That was a better stuff.
You know, I have the original Star Trek Legacy game, which kind of shocked me. I found it like 2 days after they announced the new series Legacy. I was like, wait a minute, is that the game? And sure enough, I found the game. I'm like, God damn, that's the game. And the game is hard to play.
Game's easy. I beat it in 2 hours.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. But at the time, at first, it was just like, it don't make no sense. So they gonna make another series out of a game, right?
Is this the game that has a TNG sort of aesthetic, right? You're a TNG Star Trek person?
No, it just goes from the Enterprise era through all. You get to play as one of the captains through all the eras.
Oh, okay. One of my friends played a Star Trek game that was a little more interesting, and it gave you moral choices that actually counted. It was really good, and it was set in the TNG timeline. I'll have to ask him what it's called. But,
Resurgence.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not
But
a
also-
good. It's not even a game. It's more of a visual novel.
It is more of a visual novel. I'll agree with
Yeah.
that. However, I gotta say, the Star Trek gaming people saying that they wouldn't do anything to help out the Star Trek show people is starting to tell me that the Star Trek show is just like, we could take a hit to advertise our game. That might be what's keeping this alive.
No, actually, they didn't want any help from anybody. That's what they said.
They can say that because they're not allowed to say this show sucks and we can't follow it, right?
No, I'm talking about the writers, the people who doing Discovery, Picard, anything like I said. They didn't want any help from Rick Berman era's track whatsoever.
I would agree with that they said that, but the idea that they're not cooperating with the Star Trek game that used to fill in plot points with them, that the game people were like, we're doing so much homework just cleaning up your bad story every week with patches and story things that you left out, that we just can't. We're an independent story. And at that point, I was like, the gaming people might have a better story. And that story was better than anything I've seen since 05.
The only people they helping them is people who do on Star Trek Online. That's the only thing the only people helping them out.
It seems
After
like that game is okay. They're the ones who said they won't help anymore, by the way.
They didn't? They stopped?
They're
Wow.
done. Well, there might be some stuff left in the pipeline, but they're done doing it. They said their own continuity starts now.
I'm shocked.
The show was hurting the game. That's why I say I think that maybe, like, no one really did watch the show, but the game did well enough that they were like, this is an acceptable cost for advertisement for our game.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. 'Cause, they
Done
still-
cheap as shit.
Yeah. They stole all the ships from that show, so yeah.
And stuff like throwing one ship into another with a tractor beam. That's from the game.
Hey, they played Fling the Asteroid with the tractor beam last night.
What?
I used to think that the worst dialogue was like Star Trek the Motion Picture. Like, Ilea used to like to wear this weird headband for no reason. Maybe you would like to wear it. What kind of games do the people on your ship play? But no, that's Shakespeare by comparison. Star Trek V is Shakespeare by comparison.
All I asked was tall ship.
Who said what?
About.
I did.
All right. Yeah.
What,
All I asked was
last
all
night's
ship
Star Trek
Star-
episode?
I didn't watch it.
Ain't seen it yet. Last
they
night's
gra-
episode of a show called Star Trek. Let's be honest.
They
Let's be fair.
grabbed the big meteor asteroid thing that was on the planet. They pulled it off the planet, then flung it out into space using the tractor beam.
Yeah.
So
Oh
then-
my god, that sounds so cool.
Yeah.
This side of paradise in there too, then.
Yeah, and Enterprise does another 360, a spin again. That's to thwart.
They got that from the Orville, right? The super maneuverable starship.
Yeah, they did twice. They did twice.
They're actively stealing from the Orville.
You know, the scene when they put out the whole trailer for season 2, you see it drilling through the asteroid. Well, that was in this episode.
How long did it last? One
Incredible.
half a second, right? When we see incredible effects, they're really, really short.
Yeah.
And if I remember that correct, go ahead.
Last week's entire title was an Orville episode.
That's what I said.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Is that the name of a specific episode too? They're that
Yeah.
cheaply. These guys are thieves. Now,
We should all go peacefully protest at a Best Buy.
I've asked this question to Bird of Prey 5, and he kind of gave me the answer. But I'm gonna tell us people right now. If I had to live a week in the world of the Star Trek Strange New Worlds writers' room, I would have them mock up a Captain Pike type wheelchair for me, so whenever they talk to me, I could just push the button once or twice to not have to respond. It's like, do you think this is a good idea? Boop boop. Well, we changed it. Should we change it more? Boop. You want a soda? Boop.
No, I would go in there. If I was a writer, I'd go in there and slap everybody in the face. Each and every
No,
one.
you wouldn't. 'Cause
You would
get
immediately
put in
be
jail.
fired for having an idea of where the show could go. Sorry to
Yeah.
say.
So we gonna make a series. That finish where the original movies finished when Nemesis came off.
You're never getting a clean ending from these people because they'll only do a cliffhanger because they want this franchise no matter how much they mess it up. They need something
They
to
want
do
the
their
money.
bad TV shows. They're double dipping. They're also making Secret Wars with no effort as well.
They want the money. They think this is gonna make them billions and millions of dollars, and it's not making them millions and millions of dollars.
It is. They're stealing the budget. Look how cheap the show is, and all that money.
Yeah, of course. They in Canada. Of course, it's cheap. They in Canada. They know they could done that shit in
A lot of
California.
shows film in Vancouver, but you're right. They're saving money there.
Yeah, you know they can do that shit in California. I mean, even Rick Berman had a budget and he kept it in that budget, and still able to do 26 episodes.
Because
26
Rick Berman knew when to go into a bottle episode and how to make it interesting, how to hire the right writers to make it.
Exactly.
And you save money for 2 weeks while still being interesting, and then you have a fight for a couple episodes.
Yeah, I give him credit for that.
He could be interesting on several levels.
Yeah.
But, the one person we really haven't heard much from in a while is Bird of Prey 5. So, do you have any Star Trek Strange New World thoughts you can share with us? Or
What?
you have any
I mean, not only is tomorrow and tomorrow Orville title, it's also an alternate future, alternate history episode. So it's like,
right. That's the one where Gordon goes back and gets caught in the time web, right? Of Orville. That's where Gordon ends
That's
up in
where
the
the whole-
21st century.
no, this was season 2.
Okay.
This
Okay.
was the final episode of season 2, where after Kelly goes back in time, she remembers that she didn't, that she divorced Ed, so she never goes out with him. And it turns out the Kalon have basically wiped out the galaxy, and everybody's running alternate lives. Gordon and Mercer come in at the very beginning. They're in a shuttle, and they land. It looks like they pick up what looks like a microwave, but it's a food replicator. And the one thing he wants is a Twinkie.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, and by the end,
They get their Twinkie?
Oh, they said
back.
there's Twinkies in the future or something.
and the Orville ship is at the bottom of the ocean.
The Borg
Yeah.
wiped out the Union. I mean,
Right.
The Kazon.
The Kazon, yeah.
Wait, hold on. The Kazon is Voyager, right? It's
Yeah,
the
no, the
Kalon.
Kalons.
Yeah. When you order Klingons from Wish, you get the Kazon.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So Gordon wanted a Twinkie and Kirk wanted a hot dog. There you go.
Let me ask you a question, Bob. As I go forward through Voyager, I'm entering into the second half of the series. Is it going to reach peak Trek a lot more, or is it going to stay kind of flawed? Because I know, and where would you put it on the hierarchy, Bird?
Floyd.
Voyager is lower on my Trek hierarchy.
Voyager is very low. Way low.
I think the deal is Bird of Prey
Still good.
Bird of Prey and I have Voyager in a different position on our hierarchy. I have it a little higher up than Deep Space Nine.
I have DS9 at the tops.
You think it's better than TOS?
I think it could be.
Okay.
Certainly the fact that there's more episodes.
Here's the thing. You never say anything crazy or indefensible. I don't take issue with your takes. And also, I know what it's like to have people take deep issue with your takes. I got destroyed by everyone except Doomcock saying that to me, there's enough evidence in Star Trek V to write it off as a dream. I also wonder if the Nexus isn't a writing mistake that's deeply flawed. But here's the reason I find Voyager to be more enjoyable than DS9. First of all, first reason it's extremely shallow. The theme song is so amazingly fucking great that I am just so ready for action and adventure in the Final Frontier. I'm so ready for it, and that is the most amazing work Jerry Goldsmith did as a Star Trek composer. There are other stuff he did that's better, but I love the Voyager theme. It's optimistic. Yeah, it maintains a sense of wonder through the whole thing. I'm amped after that theme song.
Anyway, no.
Wait a minute.
The only theme that counts is "It's been a long road."
I like that song.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Voyager is sometimes better than Deep Space Nine?
I'm saying it's usually better than Deep Space Nine. Is my feeling.
Morning, Yvette.
I mean, I can say the first season. Yeah, the first season. Maybe the second, but you can't say Voyager nowhere near that. But Voyager is a train wreck from start to finish.
It's so episodic that we have some triumphant episodes, whereas Deep Space Nine is more of a soap opera and starts to give people all the wrong ideas. The new Trek writers watched only Deep Space Nine, is my opinion. It can be dark as long as there's a mystery and it doesn't make sense. We can get by showing a pretty girl. My typical episode of Deep Space Nine that I use as my straw man for criticism is, we didn't have anything for this week, so let's have Nana Visitor, who's the Bajoran Pride person, date Space Hitler, Gul Dukat, and meanwhile, let's find out that Keiko is a Federation supremacist who shouldn't be allowed around children.
Okay.
Sometimes we got bad. Sometimes Deep Space Nine was bad. I hate this. This is a hot take, and no one's wrong about their opinion. No one's wrong about their preference. No one's wrong.
It was every episode was kind of here and there, but still, at least they got better during the time. You know, I disagree with the meaning word and all that stuff.
See, I see Voyager leveling up too.
Voyager is a train wreck from day one. Because one thing, first of all, you could have saved your crew if you didn't.
In episode 1, right?
Yeah,
I agree.
You couldn't have done that. You could have downloaded the information, take it, and do that.
But she gets confronted over that decision by Chakotay a couple of times. Once via the Hollow novel written by Tuvok, where let's
go back for a minute. Tuvok technically is second in command.
Right.
Chakotay
of the Voyager.
Yeah.
Then we lose half of our crew.
Yeah, you have crew. Then you combine the other crew. Now all of a sudden you tell about we want to be crew, and all of a sudden now everybody's wearing the same uniform.
If it makes you feel better, in the final episode, Janeway strongly recommends that everyone from the Maquis be put in prison for at least 25 years, including Tom Paris. So that's how the show ends.
Yeah, no,
you get your payback. I'm just kidding.
What makes you think that? What makes you say that Tuvok was clearly the second in command? All she said was that he was her security officer.
No.
I think that's the motion he takes after we combine crews, because the Maquis captain has to be first in command for them to all agree.
Exactly.
Didn't her first officer die?
Yeah, that could be it too. Then that could be it too.
I'm getting all that. Okay, before she done anything, combining the crew, everything, Tuvok, who was technically is second command, said that this is a
Because of the
badass.
because the first officer dies, Tuvok is the first officer when the decision to combine crews is made. Go ahead.
Yeah, you could no, you could say no. This is a bad idea. First of all, no, I'm sorry. Let's go back when they go on that space station. Okay, trying to make reason with the caretaker thing. He could have said, "Look, let's download this stuff, take the shit back, and go back home." No, she said we're gonna destroy it way home.
It's
Right there,
not.
you could.
I'm sorry. Go. It's
I
not.
have a quick
ahead.
question I got to ask here.
Go ahead.
Cinnabon, Thomas
Yeah.
says, "Why aren't you playing?"
I literally just woke up when I joined.
Well, there's your chem station that I built.
It's
I'm
not the
gonna
best
fuck off.
reason. It's not the best reason. It's not the best reason at all. But everybody in the crew at one point or another says it, and Janeway gets confronted a couple of times over it. She says, "We decided to explore," which is pretty Star Trek. I mean, at
No,
least
it's not.
it's pretty Star Trek.
Boring.
And also, they live a lot longer than we do. So that I think we did the math. Their trip in our lives, the time it took them to get back, would be we would only lose about 2.5 years if we lived as long as they did.
Yeah, and she could. Yeah, she can give. There have been more than one chances she could have got back. She could have slept with Q, got snapped back. Could have done that. There was another wormhole. They come back. They could have done that. They could.
There's a
they already-
reason we call her Captain Insane Way.
Yeah, they already had the technology of transwarp because as soon as Seven came on board, she
Right.
said, okay, so that's another reason. She
But
didn't
here's
do
the
all that.
problem, though. Warp speed does weird shit in the Delta Quadrant. There aren't different rules for the Delta Quadrant, but there are different rules for the Delta Quadrant. There are.
But she didn't always have to lead by the book. Okay, this can be by the book. You in
Well-
a Delta Quadrant, the book is out the damn window. Forget
Well,
about the
we
damn
never
book.
fix warp speed on screen, so I am one of the people who says warp 9 from TNG is warp 9 from TOS is warp 9 from everything else until someone says, no, in 2279 when we did the transwarp recalibration for the technology, it's not set on screen. So I've been burned at the stake for saying things that didn't happen on screen happened. And some of those same people will then turn around and say that Will Decker is Matt Decker's son. Where's that on screen? I
It
agree
is.
with it. I agree. It's not on screen.
Yeah, but it is.
He is his son, of course. None of the novels are canon, according to Gene Roddenberry. That one's in Gene Roddenberry's only novel. That novel's canon. Fuck you. Not you. I mean, fuck everyone who says that you can only go with what's on screen because, honestly, you're making exceptions to your own rules left and right. The truth is, Star Trek fans were given the right to have part of the franchise by Gene Roddenberry. He said it over and over. Part of this belongs to you.
Yes, because we
You are
saved
part
Star
of this.
Trek.
Yeah, our receipt goes before the new writers, so we can point out flaws.
Because it was the fans that saved Star Trek.
And by the way, you're right.
It was the
but-
fans. Well, let me finish. The fans saved Star Trek back in the day. They want me to write it, and that's why they created a movie. And what we got in return, we had, like it or not, we had great 3 series. TNG Explorer. I mean,
we
TNG,
immediately get a quality cartoon. Immediately.
Yeah, quality cartoon. We got the movies. We got the 4 movies. TNG, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager.
Because
And-
someone
and-
understood.
and-
I'm sorry.
finish.
Someone
Yeah.
understood. Go
Wait,
ahead.
you're calling Voyager great when you literally just
No, I
5
don't
minutes ago
understand.
said Voyager was a train wreck?
For me,
It's an old. Listen, it's an old school Trek train wreck, but it's
Oh.
It's Shakespeare compared to what we got now, and it's still decent Star Trek.
it's better than Discovery, so you gotta make.
We go to planets just to explore. Hey,
and what we got in return, that we got, and they slapped us, and now we got new people who slap us in the face with this bullshit. Now we got
We got the greatest Trek ever made.
We
It all
had
makes
great
sense
Star
if you
Trek
guys
already.
watch my video. I made a 47 timeline video. You should probably take a look at.
drop a
look at
link
that.
in the chat. I'm a
It's
believer in
6.5
that.
hours long. So
I'll watch
I'll
it.
make
I don't give a
I'll
fuck.
watch it. I watch that too.
I will watch that video. I will address that, and if it's good enough, I'll address it on my show and invite you on to defend it.
Yeah, and I wish and I would like to slap Rick Berman for creating Enterprise. This shit would never happen. This
I like
bullshit.
Enterprise. I think Deep Space Nine caused the plot problems that
You leave Enterprise out of this, Chief.
Yeah, but
you keep Enterprise out of your filthy mouth.
Enterprise is
well,
garbage.
It's garbage. Yeah, thank you. It's garbage.
No, it's not.
It is garbage because this shit would never happen. All this shit right here would never happen. J.J. Abrams said it. No, the last show they watched, they have created the movies came from watching Enterprise.
They said they hated it, though. They said they hated
That's
it.
a bullshit cop out.
They said they hated it. They say right out they hated it.
Yeah,
Last two seasons of Enterprise was correcting all the mistakes they had made
great.
in the first two.
I loved Enterprise. I think it's the third best Trek show.
Really?
Hate me for it. I'm sorry, people. That's how but that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. You know what? Until there's a sanctioning board that everyone recognizes for Star Trek punditry that gives you a license and takes it away and says, no, he said that Guardian at the City on the Edge of Forever is only the 11th best episode of Star Trek. It's the third. They lose standing. There's no such thing as Star Trek professionals. We all have Star Trek opinions. I do like a little bit of theory. I'll indulge theories. Other people's channels are different. Some people have Star Trek process channels where they talk about how the episode was cobbled together. I'll indulge it a little more. I'm a little more easygoing. There's people who think that the Kelvin movies are okay and people who go insane at the mention of it. We can all still be friends. We know that this new Trek is no Star Trek. And Kelvin Trek's not new Trek. It's Kelvin Trek.
What they really didn't say is all this shows in the different universes and call it that. This is Kelvin universe. This is that universe, and say that. Don't combine them. Don't mention them in different same episode. This is totally different universe, and like the Marvel thing. They had their own multi-universe and keep it as that.
I still think the best way to fix the canon problem is something I debuted on Bird of Prey 5's show, which the link to is in the chat, and everyone should think about subscribing to. Is that we see a dark screen, and then it becomes light when we see that Chief O'Brien, at his age now, played by the actor, is pulling a component out of a hollow suite, and Armin Shimmerman is there as Quark, and O'Brien looks at him like a piece of shit, and he's like, "Damn it, Quark! I told you to stop running these poorly written Cardassian porn programs on your holosuite." And he's like, "I'm just a businessman." And he throws it into the corner, and on it is the new Trek broken Star Trek logo, the weird badge they wear. And O'Brien pulls out his phaser and deletes the entire fucking new Trek continuity with his phaser. And then like a beam of light appears, and only Doug Jones's Saru appears, and they're like, woo 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 with the medical equipment. They're like, he's from a different and evil dimension. We've nailed that door shut forever, though. He's the only person who can ever come through. And he's like, I'm getting sicker and sicker from being here, but I'm definitely not from here, and none of what happened to me happened. And then he just dies. That's my 1 hour special to fix it. Deep Space Nine, one more episode. What do you think, Bird? What do you think? How do you like that one, Bird? My one more episode of DS9.
All they need to do is get Q, snap his fingers, and all shit go.
They fucked that up 3 times now.
Anyway,
I'll be back in a minute.
Well,
sorry,
I was going to
Bird.
close down because I only wanted to go for 3 hours. We're past the 3 hour mark.
Oh, okay.
I got other things, so yeah. Anybody got anything they want to push before we get the hell out of here?
Have a nice weekend.
I wanted to tell everyone that in the chat is my good, my esteemed fellow Star Trek pundit Bird of Prey 5's link, and that anyone who has not subscribed to him by now should. And we're just really glad that we can look forward to some new content to him very soon, and that he's seems to be doing better. And I'm personally happy that you're back on the air.
I don't know when new content is coming.
Enjoy the backlog of really good old content, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Star Trek channel that will not let you down. It's not like Crazy Admiral Teague. You need to check it out for yourself, and if you want, you can check out Saving Star Trek too.
I will hijack Bird's channel and do truffle shuffles on Freeform to get him the views.
Yeah.
Subscribe to my
Captain
channel.
Fandom Nerds got
Talking
my
about
back
Star
on
Trek
Enterprise.
47 timelines. We'll be doing a special in memory of Bird of Prey streamed later on today. It's urgent. Make sure you watch
It's
it.
urgent. Yes,
Of,
it's
of
urgent
all
to
the
watch it.
of all the Star Trek podcast, of all the Star Trek streams I've heard, his was the most. Klingon,
And
Klingon.
coming soon, there will be urgent news about LTG that we will be putting out. Urgent news about LTG. We'll have that coming out soon too. Bird, we want you to rest up, and we want Mama Prey to rest up too.
Yeah, we're sorry to hear about what you went
And
through.
you need to give Mama Prey a hug for us, since we can't do it
I will.
ourselves. Just don't give her one from Kronos, because that would get a little creepy. Kronos, I know you're out there lurking somewhere. You'll hear this. Anyway. Seems like everybody else is quiet, so let's
Good night, y'all.
let's just do this, folks. And thanks for coming by, everybody. Thanks for watching. And yeah,
Am I fired again? Yeah, you're fucking absolutely fired. All your promotions are redacted. Like, dude, why would you have to fuck yourself like that? Why? You're clipping all this shit, aren't you? You're gonna have a fucking montage of all the times you were. I said you were right. Said you were wrong. Said you were fired. Said you were rehired. Said you were promoted during this live. You're gonna have them all and play them on your channel, aren't you? Well, you've absolutely been fired again because you're an asshole. You're fired from talking to me and being my friend and being on my channel. Get the hell out of here. Go on, you go on, get the hell out of here.